Mm, fuck.
It's the 8th.
There's no time. I don't see anything.
Sorry.
I don't see any time stamp. Rip.
Oh. Um, well, just like,
Oh wait, yo. Never mind, never mind. I got
where
it.
is it? Where is the timestamp?
Usually it's just at the start, but you know what? I'll just set a timer right now so we get a rough estimate. All right, boom. All right. Hi, Habibi.
Wait, we need
How
to
you
start the
doing?
timer at the exact same time then.
Uh,
Yo, okay, no. It has
sure.
to be in the system. It has to be in the system.
Yo, how are you gonna do that though? Like,
It has to be in the
there
system. We
has to be a better way. Yeah, okay, there'll be a
okay.
better way. We'll figure that out. Do you want to figure it out right now?
Just do it by the clock time.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
and then just have Patty like I don't know start recording at 8 p.m. and then it'll just be perfect.
Yeah, so we can like measure all the timestamps. Okay. Yo, because
Yeah.
also what I noticed. So there was a podcast that popped up on my feed and it already had 40,000 views. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It was called The Moment of Zen. It just popped up on my feed. And I was like,
Mm.
why the hell is this getting more reach than we are? And I was just interested. I was curious, and I looked at their stuff. And they're not like doing anything special. For one, their time is a lot shorter. Like it's like cut. But I'm not saying we should cut our time because I think that has nothing to do with like actual performance. Well, maybe I might be wrong because like Lex Friedman still has big, long ass videos, like 8 hour videos, and he still gets views. So, um, but like they have like an hour and a half videos and they talk about things really short. They have like an agenda clearly, like they have stuff to talk about. Um, and they've only uploaded twice. They joined on December 25th, and they already have like 30,000 views per video. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Do they have something else? Do they have like a
Yo,
prior
so what I
project?
noticed is that the only thing I know they actually have less stuff than us. They don't have like an about me. They
No,
don't
but
have like content.
do they have like a different like they have like a proxy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they might have like other like
That might be from
followers coming
somewhere
from
else.
other platforms, but I didn't find any links to any of them. Like I've never heard
Oh,
of these people before. So
interesting.
the only the only thing that I noticed is that they had like the timestamps. You know, like they actually like
Oh
segmented
yeah,
their clip.
yeah.
I don't know how they did that.
Oh, it's
I'm
on
sure
YouTube.
no, but
Bro,
who did it? Like who did it?
the
Like
person who
like
uploads the bit.
did someone literally go sit at their computer and go,
Yes.
that sounds atrocious.
Bro, it's like a whole thing. Like this is video editing. Like it's so tedious.
I'm making an AI for that. That's gonna be the one of the first. Oh my God, bro. Yo,
That's
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 also something I
that's
want
that's why people. That's why like it's ironic because like people who edit videos will have like computers that are like more like 10 times more beefy than programmers and make 10
Yeah,
times less.
craziest
Like
GPUs,
it is
bro.
like it is like it is like probably the most compute like everything intensive craft.
That's ugh, bro. All I'm saying is I'm not gonna
Because
be the one doing it.
as we were talking about like as we were talking about with like the kind of like three-dimensional system, it's like it sucks because there is no like it's either all or nothing. Like the tools just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
going more and more pro, but like at a certain level, like you just lose all the tools, right? So it's like even with what you're suggesting is like, if the person then has to like at some point, like at some level of production value, they'll just completely scrap the tool and go and do it themselves just to make sure, right? So, but we talked, on like the first one about how like if it's like it's dots
yeah.
on this end, but like it's also square on the other end, and like you know that, and then there was like another side to it, which we forgot, but it was kind of like
It's about intuition, man. It's
yeah, right. It's about like a level of intuition, but only that level of intuition being applied on top or below actual like complete control.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be, yo. It's just that, bro. I can't be doing monotonous things. Like I'm literally my startup is gonna be focused on solving those things, and it's I don't even care if there's no market for it because I'm the market for it. So if nobody uses it, then I will use it because I'm so tired of
There
doing shit like
is,
that.
well, yeah, and and there is a market for it, but nonetheless, like,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, there is a market for it. Like there is. But regardless of what happens, like there's no way
But
that somebody won't
the
benefit.
point is if it's like really really good, then there's like it's
Exactly.
huge. Like
And
once it
that's
achieves the kind of level where there is no fall off, like
yeah.
anybody can use it, then like that'd be sick.
That's the goal. That's the goal. And that should be what it is. Like it should be just a play button and it'll run its course. And that's one of the first things I wanted to touch on is that yo, so like regarding motive, if we're
Yeah.
gonna be doing a lot of monotonous tasks, which we likely are, I wanna I don't know how we'll do it. Likely we'll just record videos. Like I want to like screen capture, especially Hattie. I want to screen capture our editors' actions. So like whatever they do, I want to like record it, and then if we
Yeah.
could also have them record their keyboard and their mouse,
The
it'll be mostly the
instructs.
mouse, so that we could record the actions, so we could have more data sets for me to so I could use those data sets to refine like one of the first algorithms in theory for that. So.
Yeah.
But yo,
You
what I was thinking about a lot, I was working on my a lot of stuff today. And what I was thinking about is building a personal brand.
hmm
And we touched on this last week, but I think like the thing is about how building a personal brand, and I like it's not like I've built one before, so I have no idea entirely. But what I see from a lot of people, what I can observe is that a lot of people have like some particular thing that they're selling, whether it be a message, a product, content. It is content. They have something specifically that they're doing, like they have their niche, and their niche can be true to themselves, whatever. But what I'm just concerned about is how do I build something that's I guess like how do I build something that can get like what's the most optimal monetizable form of a personal brand? And I guess that sort of brings up the point of disingenuousness. Like if you go straightly for the monetization, then it'll be wrong. But like I've been thinking like how do I want to build a personal brand? How do I want to optimize this?
unless it's you, unless the brand is right. Like, well, there's obviously a lot going on, but like, just for example, you know, it could be the platform is monetizable, whereas the brand is still true to oneself, which is like why I wanted to potentially like spin off TikTok into just like a complete mall,
Mm,
right? So like that's just a platform that is, you know, has the tools, I guess you could say, or like the kind of approach. Like people know the product is for buying shit.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
That could be a change too, right? It's like when we think about all the personalities we know, like could we really rate them on a scale of whose brand is best for selling? Maybe we could, but it also might have something to do with who found a way to sell. Potentially. I'm not sure.
maybe the question shouldn't be like who's the most monetizable, but like how do you just build the influence to begin with? You know, because like I saw those podcast guys, The Moment of Zen, and I was like, damn, how do they already have
Well, yeah,
17,000
I'd be interested to check it out,
views?
right? Like, especially if that's organic. But even if it's like coming from a different proxy that they already built up, I still be super interested to check out like on that small scale because like I know like in music, you know, like the kind of typical I guess theory is like there's just societies built up into subcultures, and then you have people best who best represent those, you know, subcultures, like generally speaking, right? And then the kind of more and more niche you go, the more and more niche that person is, and you, I guess, you just like pick and choose your optimal amongst different options. Like, you
Mm.
know, the more down you go, like the more specific it is, but also the less volume there is, and then higher you go, and maybe you can find kind of like a balance.
Yeah,
Um,
no, absolutely.
so
Yo, yeah. The thing is,
And when
I
it's a
also,
counterculture, like that's when and when it's a counterculture, people can look up to you
what do you mean
against
encounter?
somebody else.
Like,
Like
oh,
it's against like it's against the mainstream.
oh,
Like
I see.
right, like if like look at like Pierre Polyev, for example.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. People call that. Well,
like
yeah, I guess so.
and it's almost like this stuff already exists. Number one, who packages the right things together, the right stuff together, and also, of course, they need to like verbally say that stuff, aka like bring it out of nowhere. But I feel like we're getting away from
Yeah.
your point.
Oh, I don't really know what I was honestly like. You just helped me refine what I was really asking. Like, it's just like, it was more like you're right. Like it shouldn't be a question of like building the right brand. It should be just like how do you want to build yourself? Because like I was watching Daniel Koh. I saw him. I've seen him spark up a lot recently, and I really like he's actually like winning. He's
Who's
doing
that?
really good, and I think he's just some like another creator, another influencer. He's talking about like growth mindset, and he's actually one of the
Yeah.
first like he's one of the first like creators who've truly like embodied the solo entrepreneur whatever personal brand one person business type model
Hmm.
where it's like it's encapsulating all these different revenue streams and then like putting an identity behind it, like incorporating yourself essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like
Interesting.
literally like the embodiment of all this hustle culture, woke mindset, get enlightened, build business. It's all about that, and he's been talking about that. Um, and seeing that like he's definitely conquered the social media game, and or well, conquering as of right now, and like seeing
I've
the
never heard
brand
of
is
him.
something. Pardon?
I've never heard of him.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's on. I think he's on his way up. Like he's getting a lot of popularity on TikTok for one. He's building like super simplistic like inspirational quoting videos,
Hmm.
which gets like thousands of millions of views. Um,
I'll check it out.
but like when like I was just thinking like because I've been starting to implement a lot of these frameworks that I want to get into, and I wanted to start building a personal brand, and it's the question of like what exactly do I want to push out into the world? Like what do I want to create? Um, and it was also like because like the thing is that I think that once you get all this like all this influence and you get this platform, there's a fine line to tread where low key the brand defines you be after you've defined the brand, if you know what I mean. Like if it's like how do I avoid
It
getting
sucks when you have to go into a boardroom. Well, not necessarily, but
oh
not
yeah
like from a what is it called, like bureaucratic standpoint, from a like strategic standpoint. Like you have to go into like a strategy room and be like, people know this. I want people to know this. What is my strategy to reframe people's minds?
yeah
Like that kind
exactly
of sucks, doesn't it? Right?
it's disingenuous, like it's not personal anymore, like that's like over strategized. I would say that like that's the point where it would be too much. Like that's
Well,
like
how did you get
Smosh.
there? How did you get there in how did
Well,
you
it was
get there in
more
the
or less
first place, though?
I wasn't even thinking of like that extreme, but you're absolutely right. Like that would be the far case. Um, I was thinking of more like letting the influence get to you, like getting high off your own supply, etc. Like starting playing those games, but it's also not even that. It's like on a more like foundational level where you build a certain character and the
Yeah,
character that you build alludes you to becoming that character. And it
you
it
don't
doesn't matter
want
in a
yeah.
bad way. It could be like it's like your most monetizable or like, relatable qualities and people will gravitate towards that and reward you for those behaviors. So it's just a matter of like what part of me do I want to put out there that I know wouldn't like entirely affect me. Because like you look at
It it's such a weird one because like even like this being recorded, like I'm already like like there's some things I just won't say, right?
yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It would be more hype if I did, but like
Yo, but me, I actually don't feel that. I say what it is. Hattie will censor it if we need it to be censored.
right. So
Because motive should be
yeah,
us.
that
Motive should be us. And the end goal should
Yeah,
be like you yourself. Like the end goal should be like you don't even need to build a brand. Like you should just be able to sell yourself, which is like what Elon does, what like Jordan Peterson does, like what Tate does. Actually, no, I feel like Andrew Tate is also a
no,
victim. He's a victim
I
to his own brand.
okay, but victim is like a questionable term here. Clip
Yeah, no, you're
that. But like the point is, um,
right.
it's because it was a decision, right? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
you're
bit different
absolutely right.
because that was a complete business, right? Like there was no question of genuineness in that. So it was a bit different.
And that's why I think it's a little bit
But it's
unsustainable.
not a slippery slope in that's not a slippery slope in that case,
It
right?
doesn't have to be a
Like
slippery
if we look at slippery slopes, like first of all, we have to look at like people who aren't young. Like for example, like Smosh, like they just didn't know what they were doing, right? So they got signed, whatever. I mean, and plus that was their only thing. So obviously, yes, like look, if you can't
Yeah,
survive, everything if you can't survive, everything's a slippery slope. You're gonna go get like a payday loan. You might go spend your money at a casino, right? Like these are all the same things. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's actually
that's
true.
one thing.
That's facts.
But again, like right, so
Yeah,
it
okay, I see what you're
it's
saying.
interesting that you're
Yeah,
asking these questions because
honestly,
like
being scared of it, I like talking about it, I realize that I'm probably, I mean, it might be naive to say that I mostly be immune to it because no, you're right.
no,
Like
it's not always naive though, is it? Because like
it's good to be scared.
just because you look at people who are successful in it, like like they could like we all know this in terms of like for example like we all have different strengths. Like for example, um, there's like 50-year-old businessmen who have like lower emotional intelligence than me, or like personal emotional intelligence than me. Like for example, right, which is like pretty normal, pretty logical. Like you could figure out why that is, right? So it's like I don't think it's naive to say
Yeah, no, you're right.
like what are your reasons? Just like list out your 10 reasons to build out what you're talking about building, and in that you'll already know whether you're at risk or not.
Okay, yeah, yeah, let's do it. 10 reasons. First reason, it's to establish credibility. That is the very top to be top of the reason. It's like
Yeah,
the network, the credibility comes with it. Like if it's like it's directly proportional, you know, like if this comes up, this comes up. If I get more credible, I'll have more influence. If I have more influence, I'll be more credible. It just
right.
it's
So then it's a matter of then that is a slippery slope because you might establish,
well,
like
that's only if I'm relying entirely on that to build my credibility, which in that case I'm not because I'm trying to build, you know, startups, my own business research, etc. So it wouldn't be
no,
in
but
the
the
case
point
of
is
you're saying.
like I'm talking like don't go like the point is that if you make claims that you think like the point is if you don't want to lose your credibility because you failed is what I'm saying. Like for example,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Elizabeth Holmes type case.
Yeah, but that the thing is that only would happen if I did anything that I broke the law. Like if I failed, like as in like my startup failed, but I didn't break the law, then I'd be fine because I
So
can
it's a
just skip
matter of
over it.
patience. It's a matter of patience in that case,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's like
Because
this
with
thing, you
patience
know,
you
like
typically don't break the law.
yeah, exactly. Like for this, like even for motive, you know, like we're gonna be doing this every Sunday, and eventually it'll gain traction, and it'll further influence our credibility, and it'll further our reach. Like it's not gonna be like the single determining factor, but the more we have it, you
Yeah,
know, the better it is. It's more things to the portfolio, you
yeah,
know, like you look at the resume, it's like, oh, motive pod, personal
yeah,
YouTube channel, personal TikTok, Instagram, you know, like all these videos, and then oh, research papers,
yeah,
startup, business,
yeah,
influence.
yeah.
It's all
So
that.
yeah,
The second reason is
to build credibility is a big
like
one.
yeah, exactly. The second reason is
But at the
also
same time,
obvious.
at the same time, if that it's not even for like the end consumer if you don't deliver. Like for example, in like a case of like a just like a basic e-commerce shop, like like if I don't deliver, for example, then I like defraud my consumer, obviously. But it's like, if for example, if I get away with the fraud, then like at least for some amount of time, then I can go like buy some dumb shit. That's good. However, like in our cases, like to like a greater extent, as in like to the actual like more long term goals, it's like if you can't deliver
Mm.
immediately on your credibility, then you completely break the point for yourself because it's like the fuck is like money isn't really
Wait, how
necessarily
do
the
you mean? How do
goal.
you mean? Are you talking about like if you're playing status?
For example. Okay, like my idea. is of my future is that like I will record myself like a shit ton, and then that'll and then like more and more artists will know me, right? Okay,
Mm.
and then like let's say I want to go and do a concert, like promote a concert for them, right? It's like if it seems like I can do that, and then when it comes to it, I can't do that. Like that's like a lose
Yeah.
lose. So
Yeah,
because
yeah. So
like
if
oh
you're
cool, I record all these videos. Like dude, editing videos fucking sucks. Like the point is to go to the concert. So it's the same thing in your
yeah,
case, right? Like for example, if you want to go and build up a startup, but then you can't do it. It's like sure, like you got the investors, right? Again, unless you just like embezzle the funds right away,
yeah, yeah.
then sure you can win. But like
It just ties back to the idea like don't fake, don't be fraudulent,
exactly.
don't
There's been like a lot of like fraud brought up in like the past 5 years, which makes it seem like everybody
yeah.
like questions themselves, but like it's just not us. Like it's not a
Yo,
problem.
it's so avoidable. Like you can't
It's
like it's
not
not
even a
even a
matter of avoidable. It's a matter of whether you operate in good faith or not.
yeah, well,
Like
it doesn't even have to be
the
that.
media really loves to ask questions about these people's personalities. They're like, did they
Yeah.
know? Was it a mistake on their part? This is a lesson for young founders to
Yeah,
really look
exactly.
closely at their number. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? That
Well,
guy's
and
a
then they
fucking
also talk about like,
fraudster.
oh, it's just some silly mistake, whatever. No, like if they make some like high scale mistakes, that's fucked up. Sure, they
Exactly,
won't do it
exactly.
again
So,
because they don't want to go to
yeah,
jail.
yeah,
They
yeah,
know they'll
yeah.
be caught.
So of course, founder and whatever other media
Yeah.
outlet has incentives to write stuff that founders will read, like how to avoid committing fraud. And you're like, bro, shut up,
But you're
shut
right.
the fuck
It's
up.
not like
It's not
even
gonna
if
happen.
you're a bad person, logically you can just reason it out. Like you can see like the quick fix is never the good fix because someone like a conspiracy takes a lot of people to manage, and if you're part of a
Exactly.
conspiracy,
It does because accounting is real. Like it's a real thing. Like it takes a lot
yeah,
to go up against that. So that's right. Conspiracy does take a quite a bit of people, unless you spend a shit ton of time researching conspiracy. In which case, like
yeah, like.
like oops,
No,
it doesn't happen.
unless you're like Jeffrey Epstein level,
No, but the point is
Jeffrey
that takes a
Epstein
lot of
level shit.
effort. Like that takes like a lot of
Yeah,
like you have to learn that the
it's a
same way
waste of
that like
time. It literally is a waste
exactly.
of
So
time.
it's like you don't just learn that shit by accident. You don't. You might have a talent in it, but it's like you won't discover that talent unless you deliberately
Try.
spend time researching it, right? So like
Yeah, that's fucked up. So,
the
like, you
point is you
don't
don't
like,
fall into this shit.
yeah, exactly. You don't have to be a good person to realize like it's stupid to lie, to
Yeah,
cap,
yeah,
whatever. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't help you in favor. Like, it's like literally the most like it's like the boy who cried wolf type shit. You know, like something bad will happen if you just garner for attention or
yeah,
whatever. Like, that's just facts. So.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The next reason, bro, like so yeah, it's like obvious like
Yeah, so
credibility,
credibility.
influence. But actually, okay, it was an interesting point that like you said, like the deliverables, like yeah, you're right. Absolutely, like absolutely right. You have to be able to deliver, but it's also like you made me think like who you're delivering to or like why you're delivering. Because for me, like my first thought was I want to build like an art brand or a clothing brand or something that stems off of my art where I can just sell it in merchandise. I
Yeah.
would find that some other form of income that I can make. It wouldn't be a big one because I still just wanted to do art anyway. Um, so like I wanted to be able to create a lot of art and design and etc. And I wanted to incorporate that with a lot of the things that I was doing. Um, just because I liked it. So and I would my platform, my personal brand would also stem off of that idea. And so it would be actually like for myself. Like it would be a very selfish personal brand. Like if I were to build that like directed to that, it wouldn't be like Daniel Coe where he's like tr really trying to motivate people. I mean, it could be. It very well could be. I would enjoy that if I had more credibility and had more experience building businesses. Maybe I'd start that. But primarily it would be just a selfish thing. It'd be like I want to push out my art. I want to have
Yeah.
reach, influence. So it's
Right.
actually a point. Like is that um idea necessarily to my detriment? Like if I just want to do it to push my shit, will that affect how I the business is formed, how the personal brand is formed?
Okay, well, for one thing, just like before that, your ability to do that, like purely, will just depend on your kind of survival. Like, for example, if you look like somebody like Gary Vee, like they didn't really need to gain anything
Yeah.
from from that their recordings. Like, obviously, his company is, has like their actual accounts are not with like consumers, right? It's with Fortune
Yeah.
500. So, but then, like supposedly he like found personal purpose in that, so he kept doing it just because he realized he wanted to do that, right? So he kind of like uncovered like a talent, let's say. So it's like you might fall into that, in which case, you could have said, "Oh, I wish I like," or like for example, like yeah, like people will just do it and then like find purpose in it, which a lot of people will also find money in it and then mix up the two. But the point is, if you find more purpose in it, as in like not just for yourself, but like for giving back to other people, then you might keep going down that path. Um,
Mm.
but like as to your original question of whether it's hard to build a personal brand when you want to, push your own things, but it's not really money. Like that's questionable because what is you personally like? Isn't it the things you want to do, right? Like
Well,
like
that's just things I've been doing. Like for example, like it literally would just be like autobiography type shit, and like if people are
yeah,
interested, they catch on. Because if you look at like other designers, like Samuel Ross, for example, like a Cold Wall, like he designs a lot of shit. He has it everywhere, and I would say like genuine like art design is. I would say that's a pretty selfish like personal brand business model because like it honestly doesn't matter what the consumer thinks because the culture is about like appreciating artists for being themselves. So
yeah.
what kind of
Interesting,
culture, like
interesting.
what kind of culture am I inviting here? Or maybe I could spin it on its head and decide to have like a very personable um art direction. Do you know what I mean? Like it's more of the nuances regarding it. Because personally, like it doesn't really matter to me as long as I can get my art out because that's what I would want to do. I would want to share my perspectives, my creativity. And so if I could do that through a medium like Instagram or whatever and just put my art, but maybe also like encourage artists. That'd be a less personable way. But like what's the implications of that? Like how would people react and how would I be able to make it like genuine or also like to the same respect level as like Marquez Brownlee? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, the thing is, the first thing you're saying is kind of like a pretty typical like commercial artist dilemma. But this, right? So it's like I think they're just typically finding the balance, not from a money standpoint. They just want other people to like their shit, but they know that other people won't necessarily like what's true to them, so they find their balance. But the second thing you're saying of like how other people will react to it is like a little weird to me because like why do you care how other people react to it?
That's a good question. I could, I mean, in partial truth, I wouldn't care. But in other sense, um, I think it is important to build a personal brand that reflects,
Right.
like as we talked about before, like it still maintains that level of professionalism, if you know what I mean. Like, because
It's
like
just
I don't
like
want to be.
also who's
What I'm saying is that
reacting.
I don't want to be. What I'm saying is, like my target audience, I don't want to be like that teacher guy that teaches you how to do art. I just want to be like a medium for which art is pushed through, like Marcus Friendly. Like you see, like people like him, like they
Yeah.
review, critique, and they show like
Yeah.
creations. But they
Yeah,
don't tell you.
and then he might do like a master class if he thinks there might be some money in that, right? But that's
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
later thing.
But that
Um,
wouldn't be my personal brand, you know?
yeah.
Like I do want to teach people
Okay.
how to do it. I just want to show them the potential that people have, you know?
That's a tough one
Yeah,
because like
do you know what I'm talking about? Like there's a certain vibe that like tutorials on YouTube and like people who do that. Not to say that's wrong. It's actually incredible and they've literally shaped my life.
but it's a
But my
school though. No,
personal
it's different. It's different. It's a school, not an example. Whereas you want to be an example,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
good. Which is good because we have always like everybody who I love are like examples, and you just take what you like and leave what you don't from them, right? Like that's just
That's
right.
actually a
So it's
really
like so
yeah,
like
you're actually
you like the same like at the end of the day, at least at the very start, like if there's a curve, like nah, you have to stay true to yourself as for as long as possible. Like and that which means you start like before you ask those questions, like start out personal, right? Because then it's like people will take what they like and keep what they don't. And it's like in terms of building up credibility, like you're not going to build up credibility from your artwork, like you build up credibility from like your
yeah,
companies,
you're right.
right? So it's like your artwork won't really affect those people because money's money. And as for will you stay true to yourself? um when you're being an example. Like I can't really think of people who I really like love who didn't stay true to themselves like a
That's fact.
lot. Like absolutely they like did they mold themselves? Yes. What does that mean? I mean, no, like the thing is they took L's and that was that.
But who
And
took Elsa?
shit, everybody. Steve Jobs, right? He was true to himself, so he took L's. He could have changed, like he could have changed
Who?
his CEOing strategy to appease the investors, but he didn't, or the shareholders rather. Like for example, like Conor McGregor, right? Like he took an L, in his boxing match. He could have changed his strategy to stop being so like based on like vision and like 100% like this will happen this way, and like I know it to be true, and like I'm not gonna ever like question myself in the moment. Like so it was like he took the L there. What else? I think they just cover them up, right? Like the losses, they cover them up. But do we really
Yeah,
know
yeah.
anybody who
No, but
went?
that's
Do we
that's
really
interesting.
know? Like, oh, Elon, sure, Twitter loss,
Wow,
right?
yeah, that's true. But
Bad
I feel like
loss,
the
true to himself. What happened, bro? We all swept it under the rug. We don't care. That's a
yeah,
huge
like
loss. We don't care. Like Tesla,
no, nobody
cool.
actually,
SpaceX,
yeah,
cool.
nobody actually noticed. Like he actually took a huge
Nobody actually
L,
notices, right?
being
Nobody
forced
like
by Twitter. Like he did
even
not
even
want that.
bro. Tate got fucking arrested
He's in
for
the
like.
hospital.
Right, I heard about that. I don't know what happened.
They tried to kill him, bro.
Okay, so look. He always says you need to fucking just like rely on yourself and plan out your moves to not fuck up. And he, after all this shit, he's only like what, like 35. Like I like to live a little bit longer than 35, right?
Yeah,
He actually had the biggest fuck up. He actually had the biggest fuck up. What are we
dude, too
saying,
much
bro? I don't
attention
care.
stuff.
I don't care, bro. I love him for the shit he did before. Like, so it's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
so
But
like
like
I
personally,
personally I'm gonna reflect on that and do differently. So
exactly.
if you want people to be exactly like you, then maybe you have to switch up because I'm not gonna do exactly what he did because that's obviously stupid. But I still like respect him and follow him. So
That's interesting
it's
though.
it's a question of it's a question of do your followers have to be exactly like you?
He drew. Oh yeah, that actually is a really good
Which
question.
is which
Yeah,
is which is completely which is definitely not the case because then they wouldn't be your followers. They would be your weird,
bro,
right?
they'd be part of the singularity, bro. They'd be agents of the Matrix, man. It's insane. No, but I was thinking about that as well earlier today. Like what is the drive for people to look at these people? And it literally is like they want to
Mm,
be more like. So there's some sort of quality that you give that people respect. Like you look at Andrew Tate, he got that popularity because he played the game well. He also like actually like strategized how to conquer it, and then because his personality was so different and it was actually in an extreme pole of what people like envisioned themselves that they were missing, he was like the figure for people who wanted to go towards that. So people wanted to be more like him, but like he was so extreme in that, so that like it was more evident to what message he was pushing, and it was easier for him to push
yeah,
that message, as in
yeah. And
hypermasculinity, business,
the
freedom.
the extremity though is the kind of part that I you know would think about and will think about when I'm more interested in you know building humans that are loved by others because like it's like that's kind of the basic of it. I think like the extremity, as in like you are awesome at one thing, you suck at everything else because you specialize. People who are generalists will just look at you for that one thing, but they would never want to be like you in those things you suck at, right? And then they generalize, and then either it's like a movie where you see an extreme which you'll never achieve, or you maybe get a bit better, right? So it's like everybody else
Mm.
who kind of preached his same message but were more general than him, as in, they probably had better family lives, right? They didn't try
They
to get
probably,
killed. So it's like, right,
yeah,
like
but they
those
also
people didn't
probably
get the
didn't like
message
pop
across
off
as
as
much.
well.
Sorry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Like
But,
they didn't pop
but
off as
like
much. And the reality.
my thing is like, obviously because everything is democratized, it's harder to, have like a juggernaut person, which I'm thinking about, are there really any
What
juggernaut
do you mean,
people? Like
like
somebody
a
who
top dog?
yeah, like a top, like, but like a long term. And the thing is, I'm even thinking like, will there like I think 50% is about as far as it will really ever go. Because like I'm thinking about like presidents, for example, right? Like Obama. But even so, like frankly, like I don't care about Barack Obama. And it's like
Mm.
I feel like at this point probably a lot of people don't.
Yeah,
And
like
it's
he's not the president anymore,
like
so
I don't know,
who
which means it passed, right? Which means it's also not really like
sustainable.
which means if you do sign, show me somebody who really lasted longer than a decade, and then tell me one business that cares about a fucking signature that
Dead
will not
people.
last a decade.
Dead people. Bob Ross, Isaac Newton,
There you
Steve
go.
Jobs,
That's true. That's
Albert
true.
Einstein.
Yeah, that's true. Typically only
I
after they
mean,
die, obviously.
that's interesting though. It's like they're literally they're like mythified after this after they die, which is like it's kind of weird because like if Andrew Tate died right now, if he died right now, he would be respected for a long time afterwards. But
Uh,
like
it wouldn't
but
last.
like
It wouldn't last.
who's sustainably like who are
I don't know.
sustainable
We
like
have to look at
juggernaut?
the number. There are no numbers. These numbers. This is
Stephen
another thing, bro.
Hawking.
Like,
Stephen Hawking though.
yeah,
Before he died, he was still super revered. And he was in his
extremely.
he was in late
So
game. So
what happened? That's true. I think
the
like part of what
master,
happened,
it's masters. Masters
but
are always
so
going to be top revered.
they mastered the. Is it that they mastered the niche so hard that the general appreciated it because it was just that much of mastery, or is it that they took the niche and they brought it to the public?
No, he did Stephen Hawking. Well, he did it through like he wanted to do that through his books, but he didn't do it at scale. Like he didn't. There was no TikTok for Stephen Hawking. You know what I mean? He wrote books about it for sure, and that definitely got people interested in it, but only for those who were already interested in physics. So to your
So what
point,
happened
he
then?
was super good at the niche. He was just top at the niche and he didn't really care. It was never really a concern to him to spread that niche. Like he wasn't like everybody should learn physics. He was more like, "Yo, what are black holes doing?" And for that he was like super respected. So he was but the thing is, I guess physics is an interesting case because it applies to everybody to some degree. Like science is applicable to a lot of things. Like for example, if somebody cured
That's true.
cancer, nobody's gonna care about the science behind it, but cancer's
They'll
cured.
care
So
about the
they're gonna
person.
fuck
Yeah,
that guy.
that's true.
That guy's gonna be revered till the end of time. And in reality, it
That's true.
won't be a guy.
That's true.
Well, it probably won't be a guy. It'll be an institution. Um, but whichever institution that may be, like they're gonna be
Or a
like
company.
top, yeah, or company, like, or me, like you know what it is. Like I'm gonna
Or an
op
AI.
yeah, exactly. My AI. But so like so that's a good question. Like how are these personal brands like maintained across time? Because like I mean Warren Buffett, well, I don't know. I think he made
Yo,
most of his during
can we really like all these people you're talking about had no had pretty much zero care about their personal brand. So like it
that's
really does
true.
go into two buckets: creators and masters. And the creators fade and the masters, live on.
You mean the influencers, not the creators. Because the masters are creators.
Sorry,
You mean
content creators.
yeah, the influencers, yeah.
So it's like,
So that yeah, it goes back to like what we were talking about last week, which was like
are
it,
you
it
the
was
platform or are you a product on the platform?
yeah, exactly. Like if you're
Do you transcend the platform?
what games are you playing? If you're playing popularity games and you care about that a lot, you'll lose focus of what's true and you'll fall off. It'd just be inevitability.
The thing is,
And that makes sense.
I know of some influencers who transcended their platforms. You know, I
Yeah.
suppose that they're just the masters of influencing. This is a thing, right? Where
Who,
it was
who,
interesting
who,
because
who, who though?
um okay. Well,
Examples I can think of off the top of my head did not transcend. In fact, I would say Andrew Tate is still like actually
he absolutely transcended
yeah,
because
he did. Never mind.
it's
My
not,
bad. He did.
um
Yeah, did he though? Because like people still pushed his
it has to
content.
be the thing is it has to be that they didn't attack all of them at once, right? It has to be that they start on one and then
Mm.
truly. So
Yeah, they can't kill Andrew Tate. He's top G. He can't die.
Look, but
No, but like,
the point is, I think like it's a thing where like if it's a thing where like all of the non like masters of influence just happen to be part of this conversation because their career happens to be in, influence. But should they even be part of this conversation? Because the thing is, like, the masters of influence are the masters of their career, and they just get, 10x the kind of visibility of the masters of a different career that isn't influence, who then just also, you know, have
mm,
some use some platforms to, push their brand. So it's like,
no, you're right. You're right. I'm playing the
so
wrong. Looking at this, it
so
sounds like just playing the wrong game. Like I shouldn't even care about building it. I should just show shit. It should be just
well,
like
I
a
mean,
show.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what
Like
that's
it
what
should
I
just
felt
be
as
show and
well.
tell. You should call it
It
like you could
is.
literally call it show and tell. Like
Hotel. Yeah, that'd be fire. Yeah, that'd be fire. Yo, no, but you're
that's
right.
why
Like
that's
it's
why like
it's
I plan
tricky
on literally
game.
recording myself 24/7. Like when it comes to it, because it's like I don't know what I don't know what will hit, what it is, but it's like I
Mr.
just know
Beast.
that it's got to be like that. So
That would be sick though. You could get like Twitch donations. You could get like people on your Patreon, bro. Yo, I want to start a Patreon. That'd be fire. You know Jordan Peterson make he said he made like $20,000 a month on Patreon.
but he was like how old and how much shit did he do, bro?
Yeah, he's
that is
like
like
90,
complete
bro.
like it's not Patreon, he's the platform.
Yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
he didn't transcend any platforms. He was already a master of something else.
Yeah, so it basically so I think what it boils down to is it's just good to if you want to have it as you're building mastery, just show people about it. You don't
Yeah,
like
just
don't
document it. But
yeah, exactly. Literally, literally. Like don't talk about it. Don't be like
it's still show and tell. When the masters do it, it's still show and tell. They just
yeah.
have a lot of shit to show, right? What is
So
show and
that's
tell
why I didn't feel bad
for
when I
a
said
non-master? It's a documentation.
exactly. That's why I didn't feel bad when I said like it's a selfish thing because like it should be like that's my game is not to be playing the like the wokeness game or like to trying to lift people out of that. I think people are
Otherwise,
capable of themselves. So I'm
otherwise
showing
asking
you
how
what I'm
to, yeah. Otherwise asking how to stay true is like a businessman asking, how do I like balance making profits with being like environmentally friendly or like socio friendly? It's like
doing.
wrong game, bro.
Oh yeah, you're
Right?
no. Yeah, you're right. You're right though. Like it
Well, in
is.
terms
Yeah,
of right,
it's clueless.
because
You shouldn't be talking about.
again, like just because the same way that like, bro, like we all know that TikTok is huge, like as we've been saying, right? But like look at Walmart. Walmart sells like guns and toys, right? So it's like just because you're platformed with um people who make it their career to get attention doesn't mean that that's your career, right? Like
Yeah, you're absolutely
we're
right.
not content creators,
Exactly. We're not. We're not. It's not my career.
right? So
I'm not gonna make
so
that. How do you want to manage my social media? Is what it is. That's what it'll be.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. So
okay.
yeah. I guess we have to again like you really the answer is you really have to transcend the platform.
Yeah, exactly. And if you start off already transcended, then you're fine. Like if your
Yeah,
goal to mastery is has nothing to do with the platform, if the platform is literally just like a vessel to show the shit you've been doing, which is honestly what it should be, and I think it's what it's been the whole time. It's just a show and tell.
that's the
People make
original idea, right? So
it is, yeah. YouTube is just like, yo, this is what I'm doing. What's up? Twitch, same thing. Like I could just be live streaming. Like that's what I always had an issue with when people talked about even the social dilemma. Like they're very true in that a lot of people are addicted to these platforms and it is an issue. But it for one, it's not maliciously intentive for a lot of these people. They're trying to make money. These content, these platforms are trying to survive. But also, it's that it's only an issue if the way you're using it is an issue. If we just educated people on it, which is what Social Dilemma was trying to do, and that's great. But the schools should also be like, yo, this is bad. And I think they did for us a little bit. But like people
yeah,
talk
for
about
us,
the
we're the
algorithm and
last
how
generation.
yeah, exactly. But people talk about like, oh, like this is bad, whatever. The algorithm is scary. But like me personally, I use the algorithm to get shit that I actually want to watch. Like when I'm on YouTube, and I do spend still a lot of hours on it, and I don't feel bad for it because I'm looking for content that I enjoy. I'm looking to learn. I'm still curious. I still don't know everything. Like I still am young, so I want to encompass new things. So when I see something on my recommendation and it's like shit, I say I don't want this, and then I'll have a better algorithm. Like I use my algorithm to further my knowledge expansion. Same thing if I ever when I used to spend a lot of time on TikTok, I say not recommended. What ended up happening is I just got a lot of like woke TikTok videos saying get off the platform. So maybe it was a little bad, but um, like if you use these platforms to your detriment, then that should be your responsibility, is what I'm saying. Like people don't take accountability enough. They like putting the blame on other things. And these platforms, while maybe some of them could be malicious, like I'm sure there was a fine line Facebook was walking there. But you know what? Like, if I want to use Instagram as a platform to push my art, then I'm dependent on the algorithm for that sense. Or if I want to learn more things, then YouTube is a great tool for that. And it has been. It's like universally a great tool for that. So, like you're right. Like it literally should just be like your intention should just be like it should be detached from the platform itself or from the idea of the platform. The followers should just come through. That's why, like this, like literally we've had these conversations for years before we started recording them. Um, and like literally the only reason we're recording it is because we think somebody might have value from it. So, and that's more of a selfless thing. And it also could help us build influence, whatever, whatnot. But that's never the game. The game is just to talk about it, maybe find like-minded people, maybe find, more credibility through it. But yo, like if your intention already transcends it, then you should be fine. You have nothing to worry about. Then it is not naive to say, oh, what if these questions are? Because they don't really matter if your target's elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because for me, man, we're just trying to build businesses. I'm trying to go AI.
Business. No, we're trying to right. Yeah. So I mean, like, business is such an easy game to stay real because money is just such an easy way to judge things, right?
Yeah.
So like for example, like if you're a musical artist, this is a much harder conversation, which is why I think a global agent, which is has a lot of personal understanding about how people want to
Mhm.
weigh their options, is helpful. But
Mhm.
because obviously in order to survive, they need consumers to like their shit. But like again, money's money, so it's just so easy to stay real in business,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Exactly.
that's why
Yeah,
business fucking rocks.
exactly. Like just don't break the law. Don't be malicious. Don't be like a dickhead. Don't be arrogant. You'll be
Or
fine.
do, or do be a dickhead. It's money.
Yeah,
Don't
you
break the
could
law.
be.
But if you broke the law, you wouldn't be making money anyways. So like,
Yeah, exactly. Just tread the needle a bit. Like be careful. Anyways, yo, so school starting in like 20 hours for
yeah,
me.
bro, that's
How do you feel
fucking.
about that?
Yo, I
How do
just it's weird because I felt like before I was like, oh shit, I'll have so much time, and now that I've been at home, I feel like when the fuck am I gonna have time to wind up my business? Like
Wow, really?
I need to figure out the marketing game, like have no sales. And yeah, bro, like I just need to figure out the marketing game. Like I'm behind on that. And dude, I don't
Yo,
know, bro.
start, dude. Get traction in your community first, bro. Like we talked about at Bayshore. Like it's so important for you to get an initial cult following. Like we were doing already with Motive. Like
It's
we
not a
get
niche
people.
though. This is one of the issues, right? Like it's
What do
selling
you mean it's
every
not?
culture. It's selling every culture.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, like you need to start somewhere, bro. I still think that what you Feng said, to go to like different high schools and shit. I think that's a great idea. Like literally in Kitchener, you could just, if you have time, just pull out all the posters you have, like make the display like everybody else does. Like
Yeah.
those people probably made hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars even, off of those
Right.
kids because they just set up. And literally, like they came around for us twice in the start of the year and during Christmas, and they just put up boards, a bunch of shit that they have. They sold the posters. The end of the day, all the posters on the walls were sold out, and they were like $25 each, or like between $10 to $25 each. So if
Yeah.
there was 100 posters there, they made like almost $1,000 right off the bat. So
Yeah.
literally, like, just print some shit, have it there, and then say like, "Yo, do you guys want it?" It's easy. It's easy like that. You don't have to go through any of like the harder aspects yet. You can still do it in the meantime, but this would be a good way to get return on your investment faster. I know that printer was 2K. Um,
Hey, it wasn't actually. It was it was yeah. It was like $1,400. It was expensive to ship though.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like it's like like you can
Yeah.
still build, you can still reach your milestones in the meantime while you figure out the other marketing thing, because then it could also help you get like the actual things. Like maybe you could start making ads, like Instagram ads, whatever, which is really
Yeah.
important. You can get like TikTok ads, you can make TikTok. Like you still need the capital. Like I like you have no income right now. So focus on building that capital. So you have, so for 1A, you can learn about your consumer themselves. Like you could actually speak with them. They pull up to you, they'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" You could be like, "Yo, so how do you actually feel like with the posters?" Or whatever. You could ask them questions. Like you literally have perfect opportunity to learn about marketing very organically just by showing up to these places.
Hmm.
And then it will roll out. So yo, just pull up to the high schools, pull up to the universities. And it'd be even cooler because like what if you show up at like Toronto U of T, and then somebody with like likes the idea that you're doing and they help you out. Like it's you're
Yeah.
creating more serendipitous actions by putting yourself out there, and you're very
Yeah.
aware of this.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like I just don't know what to print, like which ones exactly, because like I only have so many prints in me, as
Yo,
in
have you
so
seen?
much paper. So it's like I don't know which like out of like 500, which ones do I pick? Like it's just me
Yo, just
guessing.
I feel like it's simple though. Like you could answer your question yourself. Go on like YouTube, trending things. Print Mr. Beast posters. Print Wednesday Addams posters. Go to like trending Netflix shows. Print Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. Print anime
Yeah.
posters. If that's what you want to do. Or you could print like you could reach out to other artists, or you could even make like a billboard saying artist posters from actual artists. Like digital art from
Mm,
actual artists. And then
yeah.
you could be a platform for new artists to support their art. And then that would be even cooler because then you
Yeah.
could also do like this like charitable platform
Yeah.
to make come to your thing.
No, that's the end goal, right? Like I'm just in a cash flow
Exactly.
crunch.
If that's the end goal, to be able to like have a platform to make posters, then you
Yeah.
should start doing it right now, because then it will be like evident as to like how you want to organize it, how you want them to compete with each other. Maybe you could make a marketplace. Maybe you could make like different like arts to different niches. You could do a bunch of things. But like even I was gonna reach out to you. I was actually gonna say like I would love to collaborate and make some art, and then you like print it. Like I don't even care if I make commission on it, because then it would just be an example of somebody making stuff for you. You print them, see if people fuck with it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd ask is you get my Instagram printed on the thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
like you have so many ways, and I know you see it. Like you see what you could do. So just take action. Like get some bristle board. Like if you were in Ottawa even right now, like I would have made them. I would help you. I would help you go to
Thank
these
you.
places. Shit. Like in the summer even, like yo, in May, we could go to all these high schools, and it would be perfect because it's right at the end. Everybody's gonna be liberal with their money. They've probably saved up all their money across the school year for the summer. They're gonna be more ready to
Mm,
pay a little buck. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So, and also Valentine's Day is coming up. Like, look at the holidays. You know the game. You
That's
could play
true.
it. Like,
Yeah.
like just like don't think too much about it. Don't think like oh, what do I need to do next? Just think like what can I do right now with what I have? And then the things will roll over. Like you can make money, make your investment back. You can still make some capital while you're trying to figure out how to build these other things. Because it then comes back to the same issue as you said, like how do I actually like get that influence online? Well, the natural evolution from that is um like Instagram ads or Facebook ads or like YouTube ads or TikTok ads, whatever. Like you're gonna have to spend some money eventually. Do you want to keep losing money before you make them? You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't have to keep losing money right now, is all I'm saying. And like
Yeah.
it'll be a benefit. It'll help you out. On that though, if you do collaborate with artists, send them to me so I tell them to record their shit. I could get some
Mm,
state and
yeah.
controls, get some data sets. I could get some expert policies, like I'll set that in the works.
No,
But
100%.
like
There's gonna
you
be
have to,
a lot of collaboration going in here between you and I because
It just
Like
makes sense.
in many, yeah, like even like
It
me,
just makes
like
sense.
yeah, like searching for artists and shit. Like I'm already like recording some of that. Like it'll get sent to you at some
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
And
Yo, it
like
would be great.
yeah,
I'm gonna be building
there's a
my
lot of collaboration going on.
absolutely. I'm gonna be building
Eh,
shit that I want like across the school
yeah.
year. Yo, for me, bro, my school year, like regarding the actual school year, the semester, I'm blessed that it's super light this sem. I only have two harder courses, which will be discrete math. And actually, we've already learned that, so it'd just be a matter of my effort towards it. And
Mm,
then the new like it's what we didn't cover in year one, semester two math. So like everything after Taylor polynomials, it'll be like chapter 14 and up if you remember the
yeah.
textbook. So
Calc 2.
yeah, exactly. So those are the only things I have to struggle with. And it won't be struggle because I love math and it's super important. So I actually have a lot of time on my hands to create art, focus on I'm actually going to attend the fifth year AI course, or not a fifth
Mm,
year. It's just like 531 AI. Um I'm going to be doing that as well during this so I can get more and more information about building these systems, but for me, like it's focused 100% on building this, 100% on building whatever I decide to call it. Um, for me though, yo, actually, I do have. Wait, let me share my screen. So I asked Midjourney to make a bunch of icons. Actually, I would like to do this live. Maybe we could. I'll actually just see if Midjourney can have a whip up a better one. But let's see if previews here. Okay, perfect.
who
Um,
was that?
Midjourney is it's an AI. It's a
Okay.
oh I have yeah, it's just an image generator. So I'm gonna wait, can I so let me okay, yeah, there we go. Sorry, it was having issues. So yeah, let's show you. I want to see what you think about these mascots for
Hmm.
it. I really love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I don't remember what the prompt was. It was like, yeah, neuromorphic, skeuomorphic, like app logo, whatever. My mascot, little robot. Um, it was literally just like super simple, like an automation logo. I didn't know what it was, but I really like that it's like water under this like
Mm.
flowy under this AI, this little robot. These ones kind of took it away, but like this one, and I like this guy's head. This guy has a cute head, but it reminds me too much of the Reddit robot, so I don't know. Um, but yo, like, what do you feel about this being partially the mascot?
I mean, out of all of them, it's definitely the best.
Out of all of
Um,
them, but like across like branding wise, like how would you feel about that?
I think it's like it's cute and like I can definitely see it.
Would you
But
remember it?
it's also sorry.
Would you remember
Yeah,
it though?
I would remember. It is memorable.
Mm. But what
But
was your cut?
sorry. Oh,
What
it's
was
just
your
that
cut?
like you're you're picking a mascot before you do any sort of like brand strategy, which might be fine. I mean, yeah, it is memorable. It is cute. It makes sense. I don't like that one.
No, I don't like it either. Like
I don't
these,
like
it
I like the shading of the top right one, but you're right. Like the eyes are not it. Like that one, like out of those, like that one that you chose, that's like on the right side. Like it's the only one that I fuck with.
yeah.
I do like it. I do like it.
So, well, that's interesting that you're saying like maybe it's too early, and I absolutely agree. But for me, like I think I think one of the most important things about this will be the marketing. Like obviously the engineering feat will be the most important, but like the branding is going to be so important
Why is
because
that?
because like for one, like especially if it gets super big, the scale, it would have to be so user friendly, as in ideologically, um
I mean,
like
this
design.
seems hella robotic. Like it's like very like dystopian. Then like it's not very life. Like I'm thinking like a grass field. Like how does this help life?
Yeah,
You
that's what
know,
I
or
was saying. I was
like
thinking of
Amazon is
making
like a
like
smiley face.
yeah, like but the thing is I hate Amazon's branding, so but like
I love Amazon's branding. It's so good. It makes you smile.
really
literally.
Really.
Yeah.
I just hate this color scheme, to be frank. Like it actually just doesn't. My
Sorry.
eyes. I just don't like this color scheme.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't even. It has nothing to do with like the actual thing. Like it's just displeasing for me. I don't know. Um, but Apple has such amazing product design, and it's not because it's
Yes.
like revolutionary or whatever. It's just like it's it's Apple. Like it's Apple. Another thing I was actually looking about.
It's very just like delightfully delightful.
Oh, I have it here.
It
Dribbling.
delights.
Um, let me find. It is. Wait, no. So this is just a side tangent. 3D icons. What do you think is the future of design? I think I
I have
think
no clue.
a lot of web apps I've seen has incorporated like high fidelity 3D.
Yeah, that could be a fad. Like, I don't know what the future is, bro. Like, the future is like you. If you have a great design, that is the future because everybody will just hop on that wave.
You're
But
absolutely right.
like, this stuff
So
is all just
no, you're absolutely right. But I just
like
want to like the
future.
most
What time
friendly.
scale as well?
I I just want a friendly brand.
Like, yeah,
Like for right
that
now.
3D stuff. That's right now. Look, it looks like a friendly robot here to help you. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Like actually, my
does it
goal
does it
was
also
Mhm.
does it potential?
Yeah.
I don't really get the sense that it's gonna like take my job away. But like, if I thought about it in that way, then I mean, it's a robot, so whatever. It's about
That's
as cute
it,
as a
right?
robot could get.
Yeah, like I don't want you to think about it. Like that's it. Like I want you to
I actually,
avoid.
frankly, like I wanna like. What's funny is that I wanna look at it. Like when you close your Steam, I was like about to say like I was in my head like where to go because like it is really cute. Like it actually, now that I think about it, it is really cute. Like I literally like my eyes literally just want to see it again because like it's so
Really,
cute.
really.
So I like that. Like it looks like a little
That's
help.
good.
It
That's
doesn't look like it's gonna take over the world. Which on one hand, I guess I don't like, but that's also I feel like a 2005 kind of way of looking at branding. You probably want it to look like
yeah.
it's not gonna take over the world today,
You
and
don't
just let
yeah,
the
you
tech
don't
do
want it to
its
look
being,
easy.
which is really good.
Exactly.
If it looks like cute and like you know, but then it's actually like demon, like that's sick. So
Yeah, exactly. You want to nullify any like bad thoughts about it, but it's also like the brand itself is friendly because I'm coming out of it as a compassionate sense. Like I'm coming out of it like to
yeah,
free people from
right,
yes.
okay, and
Like
that's
I hated this morning going through the videos, watching at 2 times
oh
speed
my god,
and making
bro,
timestamps. I was like, God
dude,
damn.
I look at the time, I'm like, where the fuck? Like I'm like, just where does time go? Like where
Yeah.
does it
Yeah.
go?
Well,
Like
actually, yo, honestly, I felt that time has been slowing down a lot lately. Like it's getting slower, and I really like that. Like I've
let's
been
do
more
edit
present.
videos. Okay,
No, it
that's
was longer. It was
that's tough.
longer. I hated it. It was fucking. I noticed every moment in that. I felt every millisecond. But yo, yeah, like it's like I want to stop these monotonous tasks from like taking our time away,
No,
sucking
you're
our
right.
life.
It does look
So
very. It's
yeah,
interesting
so
because I actually find that so interesting how before I feel like it was much more like these brands have to be like bigger than life because they weren't confident that they would be. And now it's like the way Peter Thiel said, monopolies try to act like um they're not, right? But it's like you're not even a company and you're already gonna act like that because you just know, right? So that's actually
you know
really
how
sick,
monotonous it is. No, but it's facts.
dude.
Like I just
That's
like
so sick. Just like from
it's
the
important
start.
though.
Don't rebrand it
Exactly.
later to like something like small. Just from the start.
Exactly, bro. Listen, bro, we've talked about this for so long. There's no way, like, it's not calculated. Every step cannot be not calculated. So, yeah, like, I was thinking of making it that gave me inspiration to make like a robot octopus. I thought that was cute. I thought that was fire.
Yeah.
A robot octopus, like maybe,
Octopus is a little bit more creepy because it's like it's got like it's
no, I
got
was
so many
thinking,
tentacles that it could like attack you.
yeah,
Like it
you're
could like
right.
do
I
some
was
harm,
thinking more
you
like
know, do
maybe
some
like
damage.
multitasking. It's able to do a bunch of different things at once. That's why I thought it was like
Uh, but that also,
kind of,
at the same time, that is cool. But at the same time, like again, it's like, it multitasks a bit too hard.
yeah. I
Yo,
was
I
also thinking
actually
of
love it.
being a monkey. I was thinking of it being a monkey robot octopus. I'll ask Midjourney right now to make something up, and I'll
At
I'll
that
tell
point,
you what.
that's just like very, very like dystopian.
Or it could be
Because
super cute.
even
Let's see what Midjourney
it
thinks
might be.
about it. You'll find it live. Yo, wait, what? What?
It's
What?
just sick
Hold
if it's
on.
not dystopian.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is live breaking news. Um, this is breaking. Like, this is actually crazy. Let's see it. Yo, breaking news. Trump and Putin making up.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's damn, that's crazy. I can't believe they got caught lacking like that in 4K.
Wow. You know what? Like GG, like the war's over. Um,
Damn.
damn, that's
Yeah,
well, at
vote
least.
Republican. They always win. They
Oh my God.
they get peace done.
Yeah, real shit, bro. All right, yeah. So
Yeah, they're definitely gonna
I'll
use this for as a campaign photo too.
yo, facts, bro. Okay, I'm gonna type in and then I'll show you what I get. But in the meantime, yo, yeah, it like building this brand, like I know it's so important because like I could see how polarizing it could potentially could be.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't want like you want to avoid that, right? And it's not even about playing the game. It's more or less just like that's not what my brand represents. Like that's
It's
not what the company.
approaching your consumers and the world with compassion and understanding that they are
Absolutely.
scared and you want them to understand. You want to approach it in a very um,
Yeah.
lightweight and just feely kind of way to make sure that
Yeah, it's
everybody
sort of
feels
like,
safe and comfortable around your AI that's going to take their
yeah,
jobs. You
it's
know, I
like
was listening to Gary Vee today and somebody said that I don't think of it as taking it's not that they're taking jobs, it's just that the volume of shit that needs to get done is increasing. So,
not
bro,
necessarily true.
just sorry.
What do you mean? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, I think it is technically necessarily true, but also the point is just like think of waste of position shit and be like SPF and have friends and a cute robot.
Yeah, yeah. No, but that's actually super interesting. What do
Yo,
you
you know
mean
what'd
the
be hilarious?
stuff is being done more? Like, what does that even
Oh,
mean though?
just like more monotonous tasks need to get done.
Like, but is that true? Like, what's the evidence behind that? Like, I haven't seen
There's
that.
more podcasts that need more clips.
Mm, yeah.
There are more online orders which need more Amazon Fulfillment Center employees to fulfill those orders. There's just increasing population, more
Yeah, no, I can
agriculture.
see that. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. There's more like complex tasks being done. That's the
As
difference. Because like
as
monotonous
things
stuff,
kind of go into a singularity as a system, that means the system has a lot of moving parts which are identical, right? So, like I suppose that if it's all broken down and like marginalized or segmented rather, then like it's harder to kind of think about it on a system level where like every task is the same at a certain level because like there's like specific little differences, but like for example, like if a company has like the need for two accountants and another company has the need for two accountants and another company has the need for two accountants, that's where like Shopify, for example, comes in. However, if it's like one company with six accountants or five rather, because they're more efficient, that's like Amazon. So I don't really know what that means, but the point is that, as things form into a singularity, tasks become relatively more monotonous just because within that system, within that perspective, there's more people doing the same thing.
mm, mm. No, that's absolutely right, bro. Yo, it's like, bro, it's just like, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's just like all these tasks are being more and more um higher level and like absolutely right that it's converging to these points where um like intelligence is going to be required to perform these jobs and it's going to be like but it's like it's like we're at this stage where we have things that are far too complex for people to do. I mean for programs to accomplish like actual like zero intelligence programs to do but not um like complicated enough for humans to be stimulated by it. So it feels like it's not worth our time.
Bro, I just want to say, like, even besides all that, it's just coming. And, you better be like the top contender. Because, like, I was thinking about this today, okay? And, you know, Gary Vee kind of loves to talk about how, no, no marketers are, like, going hard enough on, you know, these like new innovations in marketing, and like nobody is like understanding like how much this shit is gonna like blow up their business, like all of these different, you know, social trends, you know, like copywriting with machine learning, whatever, whatever. Okay, like number one, like again, like ChatGPT is just so fucking good at like language, which is like
Yo.
so
Same.
inspiring. And again, like just goes to show like it's gonna happen. Like everything's gonna, you know, AI will take care of it. Which like, bro, I want to see like top researchers on your payroll. You know,
Yo,
which is
yeah.
gonna happen, right? Like that. Like that's when you know like you're
That's what
doing
I'm
well,
building right now. That's why I need
right?
the
And
credibility.
but yo, more importantly, like in the same way that he says that with like a lot of like this intuitive um like like motive, like he's very like, you know, he's very about it, um that, you know, he really feels that people don't get it, and like they're just not ready, like they're like that companies are not preparing themselves enough,
Mhm.
they're not like switching over to like, you know, innovation and marketing enough, like this. I have the same, like it occurred to me like after what you've been talking about, like the singularity and such, like stuff like that, that like it's like, dude, your brand could literally be preaching all day in kind of a Gary Vee style about how companies and people, aka everybody, individually in society and society as a whole and governments, are not at all preparing themselves for the AI revolution. Like I was truly thinking about it, and like I have no clue what this means, but I'm really thinking like, damn, dude, we're gonna be like 70 years old, right? There will be no jobs.
Yo,
Like I don't
yeah.
know what
That
that
is
means. I don't know how that happens, but bro, like you just see innovation happen over and over again. Like, you know, we can kind of skip over a lot of dots and then just connect them. Like somehow, some way,
they're not
there
ready.
will be no jobs. There will, like, just think about that,
There's no
dude.
infrastructure for that.
How? It's like, because again, like just thinking about the fact that we will be 70, we will be 80, right? Like right now, it's like, yeah, like it's, you know, airy fairy, like, oh, like in 10 years, in 13 years, right? Like that's, I feel like that's like a bit of a number, 13. You know, like people are saying like 13 years, like in 13 years, dude,
Yo,
we'll
yeah.
be 70. Like I'm thinking, like, do you really think there'll be musical artists when we're 70?
Bro, I don't
What
even
the fuck
know.
are you talking?
Will there
What are you
even,
talking
bro, will
about?
there be
Stop
even
playing with me.
humans? Will there be even humans at scale
Just like
when we're
like
70?
that's what I'm thinking about. Like okay, so we're gonna get some longevity in this music business, right? How fucking
Yo,
weird
yeah,
of an
like,
idea is that? Like seriously, there's gonna be musical artists
no, you're absolutely
on a
right,
global
bro.
scale when we're like, fuck no.
Yeah,
What
what
the
do you
fuck
think?
are you,
Like,
dude? Are you stupid? No, it's gotta be
no, but that's
automated,
what
bro.
you're right, bro.
It's
Like,
gotta be run by some like, you know, top fucking stakeholders who have some fucking stake in this company,
it's gonna be
and
me.
that's the point, right? It's all gonna converge to you or your winning competitor, or you know, there'll be a few competitors. But the point is, they are
There's no
general
competitor.
AI companies. It will be owned by general AI companies, not even sector, you know, general AI companies will own it. Like, how long does it take until the AI company buys out the factory that runs fully on its AI?
It's the convergence. It is the end goal of the
Right, because
convergence.
how long until that factory just, like, again, yes, 13
How long
years,
until they don't even need
whatever.
factories? Like, they won't even need factories at that point. They'll just
Right.
make
So
shit out of
so
their ass.
at some and that's so at some point you'll buy it and then eventually you'll scrap it. The same way that Apple bought Beats and then scrapped Beats. Right? Like,
Mm.
because
Yo,
at
so
some
like that,
point the factory will just become so low value that you'll just buy it and then, you know, it's gone.
and
So
that's
seriously think
actually
about this shit, like in our lifetime, right? So it's like you are working on the only long-term thing there is.
that's what
There
I'm
is nothing
saying, bro.
else.
That's why I had so much wokeness about it. That's why I had like existential
Yeah.
fear because it's literally like it could be one of
There
the
is
last
nothing else.
monopolies
There is
to ever exist. Monopolies like these could be the last monopolies to ever exist.
small businesses are about to thrive, bro. Not in
What do
terms
you
of
mean?
thrive relative to where they are, thrive relative to anything else. Because there will be
Yeah,
no medium to large size corporations. No, small businesses will still have much lower margins than they do today. But like relative to other things,
but like it'll be the only way for people to make like different income other
but
than
that's
like
that's
a
but that's like you had this realization, and you know it didn't hit me, but I'm just like, damn, like that's true.
yeah, that's
Like,
insane.
bro, like
It's
we're out
true,
here
yeah.
walking around because it doesn't matter to us because it's not really happening right now. But seriously think about how like
Bro,
I still really,
it's literally like a margin call where they were driving around and thinking, damn, like they don't really know what's about to happen. Like they really don't.
we don't really
They
know what's about to happen, but like we're
exactly.
it just takes a while, right? Like it takes a while. Like we're uncovering it. You know, you're going at it hard. I fucking know you. I'm also soon going to be looking at how it affects, you know, like the music industry. But like the thing is, that, and obviously again, like it all converges to what the fuck is the music industry? It's just AI. But the point is, like, sorry,
The point is that
it's
like there's no like
it's like our parents. It's like I really don't like that. Like our parents really can't explain to us what it's like growing up without internet, and then now they've been living for decades with internet. Like they really don't seem to have like any sort of like they don't really go into it. Like just like whatever. Like
yeah, I've
that's
always
crazy.
noticed
That's
that.
crazy, right?
Like they don't explain
Right?
it and they don't like and
They don't really
they
like
don't
it. Didn't
like
really hit them. It didn't really hit them, right?
and if they didn't even register it, how the fuck are we or anybody else gonna register it when it hits us? Because the fact is that like the infrastructure and our democracies move way too slow to actually incorporate this. The things are gonna come, the innovations are gonna come lightning
Not way
speed.
too slow, as in like, oh, companies are faster than democracies. Like, no, like nobody can move fast enough. It's fucking AI.
It literally like they just they can't move, they literally can't catch up to that. So if they're not preparing now, they're already behind. They're already behind. And they are. Like they literally it took us fucking 40 years to make a decision on climate change. And it's probably going to take us another 30 years to even actually implement all the things we decided on climate change.
Yo, give me
And
a
in 30
second.
years,
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah,
yo, in the meantime, squad, I was trying
I'm gonna
to
skip for now.
I was trying
See you
to
later. Yeah, bro.
make oh, I thought I'd have more time. Yo, I was trying to make the icons. This is L. This is trash. It's also crazy that Midjourney's on a fucking Discord. Like this is sick. I like seeing other people create this stuff. Um, yo, what do we feel? What do we feel? I
Wait,
think this
hold on.
guy
Let me
would be
watch
the
this.
best one, but regardless, I don't like this one. The other ones
Oh,
are
this one. Yo, this one's cute, but it's creepy. The one on the bottom right, the one on the top right is cute, but it looks like too much of like a factory. Like it doesn't look like a helper. It looks like a
yeah, yeah. If anything, this guy looks like more of a helper, and he still doesn't
yo.
look
Give me
good.
a second. No, but he looks like a robot helper, not like a consumer helper, like a factory helper. One sec.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, this one, I don't know why. I typed in cute. None of this
Алло?
is cute. So
Привет,
um
мамочка.
yeah, I'm gonna have to find I'm gonna have to
О, у
keep
меня все
trying. But
хорошо.
that's what I was trying to make it work, but it didn't. So anyways, um but yo, yeah, like literally they're not ready.
Спасибо,
Like
мамочка.
oh, squad? Yo. But anyways, as
Спасибо
we were
большое.
speaking, like
Приятно
I
будет
realized this
посмотреть, как
like
все
before. That's why I realized this in
с переводом. Да,
June
хорошо.
of 2020 when I started getting into all of the AI, and
Да,
I'd
все
realized
это
that we
происходит.
actually like there's no infrastructure for this
Да, да.
politically. They're not ready for it. They're really not ready for it. And across time, the innovation is just gonna get faster and faster. And as Andrew and I has discussed previously, not on the pod, we've talked about how
Хорошо,
like
мамочка. Спасибо большое.
like we can prepare to only to the like the second
Не пытайся
that
это
AI starts, but
делать
once that
нахуй.
second
Пока
of
как бы.
AGI is born, we will
Хорошо.
be already millions of years
М,
behind because of like if as in like if the AGI is capable of
Спасибо. Ну
like
все.
a having access to almost infinite computing power, it can manipulate the world around
Спасибо, что
itself
мне очень
and has
приятно.
access active access to the internet, um, then like its learning rate, like an AGI at that scale, will be
Спасибо, мамочка.
amplified incredibly, and over time it'll just continue to scale. And so when I was thinking about all these
О,
things where like, the
не
innovation is
надо по
going
поводу
and
не
I was
грустить.
reflecting on how OpenAI had made incredible changes.
Да?
It went from not just OpenAI, the entire research field as a whole. They've been doing this, like
Да.
NeurIPS, etc. Have been doing this for years, but like we see it really go hard in 2022, where chat, I mean DALL-E, OpenAI's DALL-E got like really mainstreamed, and then all these other papers continue to get pushed, and these have been in the works for a while. But
Спасибо, мамочка.
first we see like OpenAI, the first iteration, then we see Stable
Unmute
Diffusion
yourself.
get popularity, and then these text
Пока.
to image generators are like getting a lot more pushed.
Я позвоню.
So then we have from so now
Да,
it's
правильно.
text to image, then it's text to video. We get that, so that's even more incredible. And
Это правда.
then we have like text to 3D models, and then the in software, intravenous software, um,
Это правда.
video and image editors, so you can edit video, edit frames. OpenAI, I think, made a paper where no, it might have
Спасибо,
been
мамочка.
Google's
Вам
Imagine,
все хорошо тоже.
where they literally edited clothes on somebody in a video, and if you can do
Acabamos,
literally
cara.
post-processing on individual frames like that at scale, it's incredible.
Yo,
Video editing could be completely
bro,
surmised at that
sorry.
point. And so it's just
Sorry.
this
I thought
idea.
I made this clear, but you gotta back up like 5 minutes. I'm so sorry, bro. I was just on the phone with my mom.
No, I
I,
know, I know.
oh, you
I
were
was
just
speaking
like
about stuff
talking to the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
beast.
I was speaking
Okay.
about stuff that
Okay,
we already
okay. I saw you talking. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, no, no. I'm not an idiot, bro. I saw you. Like I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, I was just filling up the pod. But yo, it's so I was just talking about how like AI has progressed from like text to image, and this is happening before it, but like, imitation learning has been evolved since like 2014 stuff, like the big stuff has been scaling, and we have
Yeah.
like text to image that we see 2022, then we see text to video on smaller scales, but Google Imagine is doing that. We see AlphaFold protein, like the protein, uh like DeepMind's protein, I don't even know the term. Like the protein mapper or whatever, like it was able to map and model a bunch of proteins that we've never modeled before. And it usually takes like a bunch of um crystallography, X-ray crystallography, a lot of chemistry to actually be able to like map these proteins and understand their function and their form. So, we have that. That's incredible innovation, and it's getting probably better every single day. The more data it has, then we have like text to 3D models, which Google's Imagine has been making super insane. And then we have like, Chat GPT. That's been in the works for a long time. That's actually like an evolution. That's just literally what OpenAI has had before. GPT-3 turned into like a user-friendly chat app. Which GPT-3 was already like DaVinci was super crazy already. Like it was incredible. They were able to like basically write code as well for you. Um, and like all these innovations have been happening at a more and more rapid rate. And if you actually look at all the papers that have been published, and actually like on Archive, or I think that's how you pronounce it. It's ARXIV. I think it's called Archive. But that's where all like the public papers are posted. And I love those. And actually like ML and research papers have been there since like well before 2014, but like the frequency of them that's been posted went shot up in the past 5 years, and especially in 2022, like more funding has been directed to that, and more like people are like surmising themselves across this field. So they're focusing on it, and the more progress is happening, the more people are wanting to go look at them, and the more people that there are, the more innovation that's going to be made. And so people talk about like, oh no, AGI is far off. You may be right from today's standards, but the data is there, and the data will get better at collecting itself. And people will get better methods. In fact, my startup is literally centered around collecting better and more unique forms of data for imitation learning, because
It
that's
doesn't
what
matter that
all
it's
these
far off. The fact that it's not completely off is should make you scared. Like the whole thing of like, oh,
exactly,
it's far off. That's like
absolutely,
saying I'll graduate in 4 years, or I'll start thinking about what I'll do then. Still
absolutely.
coming.
It's like
Still
it's
still
like
gonna hit
saying
you.
it's like you're chilling and you see a bear in the distance. If no, it's
Oh,
not it's not a bear.
that
A polar bear
it'll only
in
come
the
here in like
distance.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
It'll only
oh,
come here in
but it's also like
like
fact,
5 minutes.
but it's not even that, bro. If you see the polar bear is probably seeing you and it's trying to get you. You never see polar bears unless it sees you first. It can smell you before you see it.
It's a matter
So
of yeah, it's a matter of the velocity, right? It's not a matter of the destination.
literally, it's going to be there, bro. Like in Greenland, they unlock their cars because if you see a polar bear, it has been seeing you, as in it knows exactly where you are. It has been hunting you.
Oh,
So literally, people jump in their cars. They keep that shit open. The government was prepared
damn.
for that in Greenland. Nobody's prepared for it now.
Yo,
Nobody's
AI
waiting.
is kind of like we were saying about like our success, where like it's just a velocity thing. That's true. It's actually funny. It's actually funny how you see that happening with like not even with people, but with tech. Like, that's actually crazy to like
Actually,
look over
you're
people
right.
because they haven't made it yet is like fine, but like to look over tech because it hasn't made it is so weird because it's like
Yeah,
the fuck are you gonna
and that's
argue against the curve?
that actually is so important to what I was thinking about earlier. So I actually was in deep dive. This is a separate thing. I was in a rabbit hole about looking at all the billionaires, and I realized a lot of them were like Stanford and Harvard University dropouts, or graduates, whatever. But they went to Stanford at some point. And then I was like, I low key got down on myself because like, damn, why the fuck am I not in Stanford? Or like, why am I not in Harvard? But then also, like everybody else that are billionaires also don't happen to go to Stanford, so it's whatever. But it's also like they also dropped out. So I was thinking, like, why would they drop out of these universities? Why didn't they continue their education? And then like it was obviously it was the fact that, which is so clear and so easy to see, is that like the reason why they got into these schools was that they're just so driven and knowledgeable and passionate early on. So of course they got into these universities because they were already set from the beginning to set themselves up for success. Um, and so it was never definitive of whether or not you went to Stanford or Harvard or not. It's just the fact that they were capable of it anyway. And that's why, dropping out, like it seems like a cool thing to have. In fact, if I were to go, I'd probably just want, like, part of me just wants to do it to say, oh, I dropped out of like Stanford, like Lil Pump, Harvard dropout type shit. Um,
Yeah.
but like the reality is like the people make the people, like it's not more complex than that. So it was foolish for me to get down on myself of that. Um, but it also
Well,
made me
should you
realize
have
like
gone? Like, yeah, you should have, but you just
Like
deal
it,
now.
or should I have really? Because
Yes.
before the summer, I was super lazy and I was in action bias and I was like unmotivated and I didn't know what I want to do. I had no direction. But the second I got direction, the second I knew what I wanted to apply myself, the second I thought and questioned about myself, I was super efficient. Um, and so like it's
Yeah.
it's absolutely
If you
true
and
that
since you
like
knew exactly what you want to do, is also a little bit too late because at that point it's just like side questing too much to reapply to a different institution.
yeah, it was like all it was like it hit me in June. So like what? Did I have any time to apply to any new universities? No, because I didn't question myself. And that just made me realize like truly like like you have to question things and you have to understand yourself. You have to have that self-awareness because I had none. I had no mindfulness and I was like honestly an NPC up until the 10th grade and then I was still partially like developing my character stats until grade 12. And then when I finally hit me, I realized like I kind of fucked up and I see now like, oh, I kind of messed up, but it doesn't define me. And it didn't define Sam Altman. It doesn't define Elon Musk. It doesn't define Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. Because literally these institutions had nothing to do with their success. It's just that they were
Of course not.
capable of the success to begin with. That's how incredible they are. And if you recognize yourself to have that same potential and actually apply it, then you will be of the same standard. It's just that if you expect yourself of that same standard, and I didn't expect that of myself. And then now that I do, I'm able to push through those things and I'm able to see past all the fiscal games that people play. And like for example, like even the university game, like I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about the academia to the degree that everybody else does because the fact of the matter is that it's just what you actually care about. At the end goal, even with academia, like people talk about like getting good grades and getting good jobs and competing with each other, but it doesn't make sense to compete, especially at a university level, when if you're going into research especially, you're going to be looking at like such niche things. Like you're not going to be comparing your grade of your thesis with somebody else because there's no fucking grade. So why does anybody care about that stuff? Why would anybody just continue to play those like signaling games? Why do we still play those signaling games now? You shouldn't, and it's a waste of everybody's time. And like you just gotta see in the future like what happens. And everybody talks about like experience and whatnot, but the blessing that we've had because of the internet and because of the age that we are in now is that we can see people's mistakes before they make them. And there's always the hype of like, oh, don't be afraid of failure. Absolutely. Do not be afraid from failure. But if you can avoid disastrous, catastrophic setbacks, please do your due diligence to avoid them. Like, if I just done a little bit more research and learned a little bit more about the environments that I was going into and the stuff that I wanted to go into, if I just dug a little bit more, reached a little bit further, I would have already understood what would have happened and I would have made decisions accordingly. If I knew that how the research environment is in the future, for example, it's like, like you write papers, you research, you actually do shit, then I would have maybe had more interest in going that route instead of like only applying to one university for one thing about like life sciences and then not getting into McGill and feeling so down on myself when I didn't even realize what I was even going into. It's literally like blindly jumping off a bridge because everybody else does. It's literally a matrix. It's a rat race, and I was in that, and I'm sure a lot of people are also in that right now. Um, and so when you hold yourself on high regard and you realize like like there's more to life than just these games, these signaling games, then you realize that you can do a lot more than what people tell you that you can do. Like I'm learning, like I've learned so much theory about AI that I thought when I first looked at it, like it looked like Chinese to me, bro. Like you see this notation and it makes absolutely no sense. And a week later, like I understand it, and now like I can read it, like it's like speaking a new language. Like it's easier now because I just believed that I could do it. But in high school, something would come up to me and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm doing that later." It's literally like we were talking about, bro. Like you look in the future and you think, "Oh, that happened later." It doesn't matter if it happened later. Like you got to be able to do it now, otherwise it's gonna sneak up behind you and eat your shit. So with
Yeah,
AI, like
yeah.
people aren't ready
I'm
for it.
just thinking about all the people that I'm competing against and like how fast they're going and like I'm not going fast enough and how do I go faster and
Yo, that's the thing, right? Like
like
I've
just
been
gotta
thinking
go
about that
faster,
too.
go
Like,
harder, bro. That's all I'm saying. Go harder.
but like who am I competing at? Like I think about that, like who am I competing against? And
The smartest people on
like
earth.
no, yeah, right. Like there's the smartest people on earth, but like there's so many. I mean, it's good to envision that you're competing with literally like a god, because that would be that's
It's
like that's
true.
ideal. It is true. Like you're competing with like people who are so much more set out for you, like um so much more like experienced, who have like, big spawn starts, they have millions of dollars in riches from their heritage, or they have like, good like they have good spawn, whatever. The thing is though, like it's like how Andrew Tate says like if you drop him into like the middle of nowhere, he'll still make $1 million because it's just the character that he has. And I think like there is huge competition, but I think, as you said before, hard times make strong people. And I feel like it's just that the position that we're in and the things that the way that we think, I think those are qualities that are irreplaceable. And regardless if my competition exists or not, the fact is that there is no universe that I don't make money because of the way I understand the system and the way that I continue to learn, the way that I already approach it. It's like I've built up my character level stats and now I'm ready to go out and kill some mobs. I'm ready
I mean,
to go
yeah, a
kill the
million
dungeons.
dollars isn't a zero sum game, but AI is.
Yeah, that's like I'm but the thing is like if you just understand how to play the game, then it'll be easy. It'll easy come. Like I don't know anything about AI and I'm competing about researchers who are PhD level, but like if you understand the game, which I do right now, like you see, okay. I mean, it may be naive to say that. Like I'm sure there is actual people competing with me as I speak.
Yeah, no, not the
Um
researchers, the people who want to change the game and be the leaders of it.
Yeah, so like my competition, like there may be somebody exactly like me who exists, and then yeah, I am still I'm still like trying to compete as hard as I can. Like I'm
They'll
not
shake
gonna
their
say,
hand in 15 years when y'all are trying to close a deal with the same
yeah, you
company.
know what? Like if you're out there, bro. Like be my co-founder, please, because I'm looking for
Shit,
people who are
y'all could
equally
just
smart.
collab.
And
Y'all could
so
just
that's what I'm
collab.
saying. Like if
Where they
there were
at?
people who exist at my level, they wouldn't be my competition because we would converge to each other, and that's
Hmm,
that's one thing. Like if we have the same viewpoints and we're at the same level, then it would like what would be
that's
wrong if
interesting.
we just decided to collab? But even like the people who are like, I understand the game right now, we're in a recession. People who are work at DeepMind and OpenAI and etc. aren't going to be focusing on high intensity, high investment startups, high capital intensive growth companies because they're trying to survive. So the PhD students are trying to survive. They're also older, so they might have an apartment, some rent to pay. They have a wife and kids, and they probably already started their own startups and stuff, so they have their own things. They have responsibilities. I'm at a point, and then other people who also live right now. So if people are also my age, if they also live alone, they also have to survive. So I'm in a perfect time where competition is minimal, and I'm at the tipping point of my fire, and I'm emboldened by the flame of ambition. I like I don't even need to think about the competition because I'm confident that like you just got to understand that these millionaire qualities, billionaire qualities, these impact growth directed visions are just are just evident that in due time it will reap rewards. If you're directed to make genuine value and to create things, you can't die. You like the system is designed for people like us to thrive. if you're looking to create genuine value, if you're looking to create genuine innovation, and you've been surrounded by the community long enough, you'll start to understand that, everybody who sees things a little bit differently, who can contribute very well to these environments, to these fields, they will contribute. And as a result, some point they will make value. It doesn't matter if this isn't set up, because within 7 to 20 years, I'll have made something, and that something will be of value to somebody. Because if I'm dedicating all my time to this, and somebody's maybe dedicating half their time to this, they're competing against literally somebody who's like their worst enemy in that regard, their worst competition. So, like, the only person who could beat me is literally somebody who's like a PhD student and who already has $1 million at their disposal and already has that influence. Who is that? Elon Musk, like top dogs like that, and they're probably focusing on their own things. So
You in
I'm
a
not
year.
worried. Exactly. Like that's the point I want to get to. Like, the only person I'm competing with is myself, and that's what they all say. Like, your potential is only limited to your output. And if you become the thing that you would have feared, then power to you. So, yeah, with AI, like, people aren't ready. People don't realize the shift that is going to happen. They think it's gradual. It's not as immediate as we've seen with GPT. And a part of me gets like antsy. Like, I got upset
Yeah.
when I see that the mainstream is hopping on an AI thing,
So
because I'm like, damn, because more people are gonna know, and I want to be the one to
no,
tell them.
bro. That's not at all it, dog.
What I'm saying it. Like, a part of me thinks like, oh, is the competition gonna be on its way? Is That's what I'm saying. But it's like, that's just a little part. The other part of me is saying like, oh, so I don't have to do the branding for me because the mainstream's already doing it, and they can come and they can siphon their people to my doorstep. So, like, the wave is coming and people aren't ready for that. Um, but I think the play here is to be ready yourself and then help people get ready in the meantime. That's where the value is going to be at. If you help people get ready for it, which is what everybody's jumping on. Everybody's telling you how to use ChatGPT, how to, prepare for the AI revolution. They're talking about all these video essays, whatever. It's going to be popping. The ideologues are gonna talk about it. They're gonna like pull their opinions on it, whatever. Um, and it's gonna be a gradual shift. The hype train's gonna move. The Chat GPT train is going to skyrocket when GPT-4 is out. DaVinci GPT-4, their next language model, that drops. Everybody's gonna be focused on that. Better for me, because if more people are focused on language models, then I get less competition and I feel better. I feel like I have more time. Um, but the fact is that this paradigm shift is coming, and if you don't adjust yourself to it, you won't thrive in this environment, and you won't thrive in the future. It will be unsustainable. Everything you do will be unsustainable. Like, everything anyone does right now is unsustainable because it could be replaced. Even Google. You look at Google, like people are saying like, oh, ChatGPT is gonna remove it, and it very well could if they play their cards right. If they get that querying the same if they give the querying a lot of a variety as Google search has, then it could be so much better than Google. If they fix just literally, if they look at all the pain points of Google and fix them, and they also take everything that Google does right and applies them, Google's out of the water. And Google's probably focused on that as well. But they probably don't want to change their business model, like, because they're reliant on their advertiser money. So, like the paradigm shift is coming, and all the big tech companies do it, but they're too big to move. And everybody right now is getting slowed down by the recession. So the
Yo,
time is now. Time is
are
now
we
to
on the
make the
same page
difference.
about your competition? There are people like you, exactly like you,
I
that they
know, I
just
know.
they're not trying to be your co-founder, or it'll be too late once you all find each other, and like people will invest in your company if you have revenues, which you could like if you want to focus like your goal is obviously personal as well, but
The
like the
thing is
point
though,
is from
the
your
way I
company standpoint, like if you grind it, like that's gonna get spun up in a year.
the way I see it though is that, like, those people who exist, and I'm sure they do, they're out there. Either we will converge, or they'll make something completely different than me. And that's what I'm saying. Like my competition
Like
exists,
how different?
but I had this issue where it's like, oh, people are gonna take my idea, whatever. But the thing is like it's just that you have to give yourself credit. Like the way you think is entirely unique to other people. So like while I have one vision of something, it could be completely different than somebody else's. And if they're my true competition, then we'll just put it to the test. And
But the
at
better
that point, it's
vision will win,
exactly, it's just fair
and the other
game.
one
So
will
I
get
don't even
nothing.
exactly. So I don't feel any no, not necessarily nothing. Because, like, let's say, in theory, I have someone who does something similar, almost exactly like mine, and I build something. The feat that I've built it, for one, is just like, if they won, maybe I could be like, yo, look what I built, acquire me. They buy me out, and I put my vision on their spot. Like, or if not, like, somebody else will be like, okay, I want a competitor to this. If they become a monopoly, and I build something similar to that, some big boy with capital is gonna be like, okay, I want to acquire you. That's what I'm saying. Building something like this like things that are building paradigm shifts, people will want like they'll die for that shit. Like they'll spend millions of dollars for it because
Mm.
that's what the mainstream media is pushing. It's just like how it's just like how I mean the first thing that comes to mind is how Figma got acquired by Adobe because like its new wave of graphic design
Figma
is
was the
super popular.
best.
Figma, yeah, exactly. Figma was the best it got acquired, but look at Canva too. Canva, the thing is Canva like was like top dog. Also Figma and Canva very similar, but also very different products. And they still both were succeeding. And like the other shittier ones, like they dissolved because they were just garbage. Like you gotta like
Eventually,
I
that
don't know,
Figma
like
and Canva will get platformed to one thing.
um I mean maybe. Like like there's some
It'll
things
just
that
be like a
exist right.
texture pack on a photo editor, which will just be a
Yeah,
texture
like
pack on a media editor, which will just be a
I
texture
think
pack on a like
nah,
Excel
I
spreadsheet.
don't know. Like anything can happen, but like the fact is that like like the nature of competition at scale, especially with startups, is that like inevitably these growth companies, especially like quality growth companies, now I don't really know, but like they'll be funded, they'll get the support. If you're quality, if you're good, if you thought out your business model well, if you have a good business model, you'll win. If you know how to play the game, you'll win. If somebody knows how to play the game better than me, which probably exists, then they'll win, and I'll be fine with that because I'll know that I've tried and I've made my thing. And if I'm the skills that have me made those things will be priceless compared to the money that I would make for that because I could just make something else.
Mm.
Like,
Bro's not afraid of failure.
no, why would I be? Like these I don't know, like any way I see it, it just benefits me because there's so many ways to go. Like the competition exists. I could collaborate with them. I could not. And then that'd be giving me more incentive to be a better business. Um, if a big company does it, which I doubt they are, um, then I could just make it anyway, and then they'll see me, and then they'll be like, okay, maybe we'll let you on, or I'll just be their competitor. It's just that when you build something paradigm shifting, like you just got to try it out because it hasn't been tried before. So what's the harm in making something? Like my competition exists, but like it's not an issue because I'm not a business yet. You know, I have faith in my abilities. What I'm saying, I believe that like I'm going to continue to be efficient, and I already am like grinding towards it. So it is what it is. But yo, um. Yeah, like AI is up there, bro. Like when we talked about earlier with Duchenne about convergence and that stuff really like when we were talking about a super grand scheme, but like talking about in the short term, like what's gonna happen really in like let's break it down. What's actually going to happen across the next like few decades? Like let's actually break it down the next decades. Like what's happening next decade? What's happening the decade after that? Like what's the timeline for this? Because me personally, I think AGI. I think something that could replicate AGI. Like you know how Google's
Mm.
chatbot was like quote unquote sentient? It's not. It's just convincing you that it is. Um, but the thing is with that is I believe that if something's good enough to replicate it, then it's good enough to perform something like that. Except for creative work. That could be different. Well, not even, because like if you look at Dali, they create pretty like novel images that are comprised of a bunch of different things. Now, may
They're
not
usually
actively create.
trash though.
Really, a lot of the Midjourney shit I think is actually super high quality. Like,
Really.
yeah, like
I
it
guess
is
I
pretty
guess I
cool.
guess people that put in the right prompts get the right output.
Yeah,
So
like as
there's
long
that.
as it like for now it's a tool and
So
the
it's not.
users of
So
the
it's
tool.
totally yeah.
Yeah, so what's the timeline here? Like what do we think? I think in 7 years, I think that was the timeline I set myself. In 7 years, um in 7 years, every blue collar, white collar, um, like currently like high fidelity, complex tasks that make under like for like a job's sake under like 200K a year will be replaced, and then
Whoa,
every job above that will be replaceable except for when the unions like cover it. Like for example, like
200K. That's like every job ever.
I know, right? It's scary. Like I feel like doctors won't be replaced that fast. I feel like lawyers won't be replaced that
200K.
fast.
7 years.
Well,
That's like every.
I'm
That's like
counting
every job.
I'm
Are you counting?
counting like inflation.
Oh,
Yeah, it
you
is
mean
every job.
California money?
Well, think about it. Think about it. Like no, just like regular inflation. Like 100K. I feel like 100K
No, like
today,
what city are we talking?
like a regular city, like Ottawa. Like think about here.
Ottawa.
Like yo, like
Bro,
who
what's a
makes
200K job in
100K?
Ottawa?
Um,
There are CEOs in
200K job.
Ottawa that don't make 200K.
That's true. Well, no, like I don't know, like maybe like luxury party planners.
That's a very
Like
niche job. Like you're
I
telling me
know. I'm
like
saying that's
that
what I'm
the
saying.
House of Commons is just gonna be a ton of little robots chatting.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, okay, I'm saying okay. On today's stance, let's say everybody under 100K. I'm saying
Yeah.
like in inflation 7 years. I was talking about inflation, like 7 years,
Yeah.
200K,
That's yeah. That doesn't make sense.
like 100K jobs now. Okay, let's say 100 for the sake of argument. 100K jobs now. That's what I mean. Like literally
That's still a lot. That's like a Loblaws running itself. Yeah, Loblaws is gone. But
Loblaws
7 years?
can run itself. Loblaws can run
It
itself.
can run itself today, but it was
That's what I'm
just
saying.
like
They're already replaceable.
how old
That's
was
what I'm
it?
saying. They're already replaceable,
They're
so they
already
will be.
that's okay, yeah, that's an interesting framework.
Mhm.
Will it get
So
replaced in
like,
7 years?
like
Yeah, we should replace it. That'd be funny. Just like
yeah,
a little side quest.
new
Replacing
store,
Loblaws. What's up guys? Welcome back to
motive
Loblaws.
grocery store.
Today we're gonna be replacing this bitch. Okay.
Yo, that'd be crazy, bro.
Pull up
That'd
to
be
the
crazy
manager like,
serious.
hey, we just bought your store. Goodbye.
Yo, that'd be
Um,
actually insane though. Imagine
that'd be a
making
funny dude. Mr. Beast
that'd be
YouTube
Mr.
videos,
Beast
but like
project.
doing AI shit is crazy.
Literally, bro. Literally,
Replacing Loblaws.
we literally just said the exact same thing, bro. Mr. Beast videos, bro. That's actually crazy. Like literally, bro. Yo, that'd be so funny though. Like, yo, automating. What's up? Welcome to AI Beast.
AI
Today,
dude, AI Beast. Yo,
yeah,
start
bro.
a YouTube channel. It's gonna be fucked. AI Beast. What's up, guys? Just like today, we're gonna be automating concentration camps. All right, let's get it.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
okay. Okay, I'm trying
Fuck,
to think of something
bro.
crazy, but like not like
Yo,
controversial.
Andrew's Jewish, guys. Andrew's Jewish. Don't
Oh
cancel
shit. Um, yo, automating like, dude, what's something super funny today?
Yo, that'd be. We could
Automating
literally.
a 500 person cruise ship. Let's go.
Oh my
Almost
God,
gone Ron in brackets.
got hit an iceberg. Oh no, Titanic Part 2. No.
The clip is just like you like in a little fucking door or whatever in the thing. Like, yo guys, I think we fucked up right now. Like shit, we're trying to. Oh shit, is that water? And then it's like, dude. Then it just
Oh
goes to certain
no,
place.
shit. Yo, we gotta be programmed, bro. We get the training set. Fuck. That'd be so funny. That'd be so sick. No, but like that very well will be the reality. Like if they're replaceable right now, they will be replaced. It's just people cost too much money. It's just fact. Like I feel like honestly,
As a
the government
business,
has
you
to
just have to
implement.
present it in a not headache enough way for the company to implement it.
Okay, I'll do it right now. Yo, You got people
No, sorry, I didn't mean
wrong.
present it. I mean the product has to work seamlessly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
And
that's so
that's what I'm
when
saying.
that
In 7 years,
happens, when you come out with that product, that's when that'll be,
see, the software will be out within a year. Me. The hardware will come out within the next 7 years.
mm,
So that's what I'm saying. Like it'll come out within the next 5 years, I think, hardware like on that scale. Like scalable like robots to do like tasks, like physical AI systems. I feel like that's within the works and that's gonna come. Like those vessels are gonna be here. Like
mm,
things that can manipulate like Tesla bot, Like what people are gonna
yeah.
do is that they're gonna have to build like these vessels for AIs to exist in. And that's gonna be the next business. Like mechatronics is gonna be a big thing. And that's actually interesting. I just came to that realization that like yeah, there's gonna have to be companies that can be vessels for these automations. So if you're making these things, if you're going to engineering, it'd be a good opportunity to build those those robots, those vessels, because you're gonna need something that can manipulate the world around it, can see the world around it, then it could also run on low power. It can stand on its feet. It can walk. It can move fast, efficiently, and it has to be able to hold a bunch of different software. So if people make like the Tesla bot, like if the Tesla
And it's
bot
from
becomes,
Boston.
I think it's gonna be Boston Dynamics that makes it first, because they're the ones that were actually
Yo,
going crazy.
Boston Dynamics has got to be the longest waiting business to become just like absolute
Yo,
billionaires. Like, that's
they're
crazy. They've
doing
been around for a while just waiting.
yeah. And you see the YouTube videos, and they're like, oh, this is sick. This is cool. Let me buy a Boston dog, bro. Like, but nah, like they're gonna make some cool shit. Just you wait. Like the robotics business is coming up. So seeing these like once the vessels are ready, which I think are going to be they're going to be shipped and scaled within the next 7 years, maybe at 7 year mark. At that point, all the jobs will be replaced. All these jobs will be replaced. Because like why will I have to pay 100K a year for 30 years for Marjorie, who got educated in 1947 for this shit, when I can just get a robot that will do this 1,000 times faster. They won't complain. They won't sleep. They won't need sick days. I won't have to pay them pension. It'll just be 100,000 flat, and then that's fine because I won't have 4 million employees. I'll just have a bunch of different robots. And probably Amazon will be one of the first people who incorporate this. Like they already have all the um like the Roombas moving their shit in a lot of their warehouses. I mean, still human labor is still like cheaper sometimes. So, but like when the technology gets there, when energy is harnessed a lot easier, when energy is cheaper, when robots are cheaper, when the factories are back in America, in Canada, in North America, whatever, when those factories are back here, shipping costs will be down as well. So a lot of these costs will be out of the water. The parts will be here. Um, and so we'll have a lot more infrastructure to fully automate our stores. So Loblaws, I would say in like the next 7 years are gonna have pure robots as their employees. Like when I see these people out here, like truck drivers as well, like they're already on their way out. Like they are like people don't like it's like one of the biggest things to automate driving. And these truckers are like, oh no way, but like, Tesla just released their um what is it? Their semi truck.
Yeah.
It can drive itself. They literally bought it and it drove itself. And what does a trucker do? Well, it just drives in a straight line. What like that's like one of the simplest tasks a human can do. Drive in a straight line. Drive across these highways, take this turn, park, leave, and the truckers have to sleep.
Yeah.
What is it? The Cybertruck don't need to sleep. They don't have a wife and kids. They don't need vacation days. They don't need a pension.
Yeah, that
So
would also be a funny AI beast video, like just some irony like that. Like, yo guys, so I've been tracking this truck, and right now, it's got to take its mandated 8 hour sleep. Psych.
like AIDs pull up.
Comment
Yo,
AI
I
beast W.
Yo, real shit, bro. No, that's facts, bro. It's like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like you gotta sleep? Huh? That's literally it, though. Like, people are already on that hustle culture where, like, sleep. What the fuck are you
Damn, bro, we
doing?
talking
Like,
about competition, bro. What if your competition is a computer? That's tough. It's over. Game over.
Exactly. And you know what? Like low key, it could be right now. Like people might have access to these tools that I don't see yet. And at that point, then like you know what? It's good that I'm doing art because that's the only thing that we'll all be able to do at some point. Actually, not even. What will we be able to do? That's the thing. Like in this
You can still
timeline, look
do
what
art.
happens. So can we?
You can't get paid for it, but
So what do we do?
have fucking equity.
Yeah, facts. But that goes to the thing that like, oh, if you have capital, then you live.
Yeah.
So everybody born like now is fucked. Everybody born from today on is like fucked. They won't have enough unless they're born to rich families. But like people who are born from like mediocre families, they're fucked. They'll just have to wait for their parents to die, and they will because they'll starve. So
Yo, yeah. No, that's right. They are waiting for their parents to die, which is really like, bro, it's crazy being that broke. Like your mama's house is like your only asset.
that's
That's so
crazy.
tough.
Not even your mama's house, bro. Your mama's will. That's crazy. Yo, it really be your own people. They're preying on your downfall. They
Okay.
really are. It be your own people. That's insane. So in 10 years, we think, well, what do you think? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? I think in
Bro, I'm not,
seven
bro,
years,
I'm not really educated enough to make like a timeline.
well, you don't need to be okay. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, what
Intuitively,
would you think?
I think that intuitively, maybe, feely like general timeline in this year, at the end of this year, there will be probably like, maybe this year it'll like, maybe let's say like 3x the amount of like actually like, talent companies that are focused on AI that actually like, are like dedicated to their business. Um, in 3 years, I feel like in 3 years there will be like a relevant. Actually, probably let's say like in like the next 2 years, there will be some sort of Asian talent that will pop off in the Americas. That's based at least half on AI.
Hmm.
Then subsequently in the next 3 years, you'll get, as in the next 3 years from now, but like subsequent to that, you'll get an American based company. There'll probably be a ton of like legal battles which the media will eat up. I guess by this same philosophy, in 5 years you'll start seeing like, let's say, the bottom 20% of talent is just like for like extras. No, fuck that. Why am I going so far? Extras, bro. Extras are gonna be out in like 3 years max. Like no more
Like, what you
extras.
like? You mean like NPCs?
Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Right.
Damn, that's tough.
Yo, but yeah, like I guess that because you're saying 7 years, which feels shorter than a decade, but like definitely in a
It
decade,
is.
you'll have a movie that is like in a decade, movies. At most you'll have great writers, but at the same time, like you'll have some incredible pieces that are just fully start to finish AI. But they will still
Damn.
compete with some incredible writers. But every single aspect of that will just be people who like out of their own pure will want to like, which like I
Mm.
guess like editing is done. Maybe some people will just like want to act, and they'll have the ability to. But yeah, like it'll just be writers, which is funny because writers are like the brunt of the industry traditionally, and then all of a sudden they're the ones
Yeah.
winning. But no, in 15 years they'll be gone too. It'll just I guess
Yo,
that
but that's
I guess that'll just
that's
be more and more writer
insane.
centric, and then writers will just get more and more wiped away, like in movies. Um,
But that's
it
fucked because if you think about it, like the crux of the creative output is at threat of replacement. Yet people are acting as though like they're not.
well, it's
Like
never
they
been
think like, oh,
sought to
creative.
be a lucrative industry. What what really concerns me is like what happens in person, and like, you know, yeah, like what
Mm.
happens in person. Like that's the weird one.
Yeah, yo, that's the thing, right? Like what do and it just comes down to the thing, like what do we do if we're replaced so easily? Like what do we do? Because like it actually breaks down the entire structure that we've been building. Like as these governments are trying to assimilate people to be employees and to run the economy, what is to run when everything's already automated?
Well, that's a
Like,
fine system for us because these people just continue to uphold the economy until they're no longer needed, at which point they'll be laid off.
yeah. So what happens when they're laid off? What happens when they're no longer needed? Like, what's the interpersonal thing? Because what we see initially is going to be like large layoffs, but what is to be replaced with these people? Like, where are these people going to go?
There will definitely be an opportunity for like almost like a Hitler style kind of, like next level leader with like huge just like, love for them to take over because they'll, obviously, I guess like a lot of
That's
depression, just
actually
like a lot of like uncertainty. So it's like if somebody will be able to play on that, but then that person could end up just being an AI themselves.
that would be fucked. An
Well,
AI leading the AI
it's
revolution.
funny
That's
because like that's kind of like the dystopic AGI, which is like it knows humans well enough to know that they trust humans more than AGI, so it'll just pretend to be a human, um, which is a
thing is
pretty
like,
crazy movie.
yo, but like the real threat is like, the creative ability of the human. Like they're talking about how like, oh, it's not easily replaced, but like the thing is you don't need to be creative to be able to replace these creative tasks. If you replace each creative thing that is lucrative, um, that's replaceable. If you do everything to cover these faults, then eventually you'll replace the human. So literally what we're doing right now, we're building, now we have someone who could make something that can make pretty high fidelity art for us. Next, it'll be something who can make like they're going to segment these startups are going to like comprise from these different machine learning algorithms. It's going to go from, broad spec algorithms to more niche ones. And then when the niche ones are born, then these niche algorithms are just going to replace those specific tasks. And so that's why I'm centering my business around it because you want to be able to center that and acquire more data
Of course.
towards it. So if that's the case, um, and it's crazy how it converges to the business, um, but like it's literally just the culmination of all these different things. That's why I say you don't need to be creative to be able to do that. If you can like copy it perfectly, if you can copy the expert policy perfectly, then what's the point of having the expert, right? So if we are able to replace writers, which we have evidence of doing it even now, then in 7 years' time, when the data is more accessible, who's to say that we don't have an AGI per se, but we have people who own the companies, who own the algorithms, who are able to take control and completely outcompete everybody else. It's literally a convergence. So when this convergence happens and nobody's on the wave, what's going to happen to them? Well, they might revolt, obviously. They might default to the government's trying to save them. The governments might put heavy restrictions on them. And for those countries who ban AI, there will be safe havens for the NPCs. Um, I'm just
But
trying to think like
the
what would
people
there be
they'll
innovation?
always find something to snatch onto. What I find funny about these movies where everybody's like depressed and like society's fucked. I guess those are sort of based on like climate change, but like is that there's no community, which obviously that's too much of an idealistic view. It's not like we're all of a sudden gonna go and become like very like community based. Like obviously TikTok will direct our attention towards something much less um, nice. But like the point is, even so, like even if we're all on our own screens, but like collectively we're together after one mission, or at least in groups, like in these like movies where everybody's like depressed and shit, like it feels like people are just like endlessly scrolling for nothing. They're not actually like even during COVID, like if you think about it, people were all just like quietly on like they were like on something, like they were about something. So it's the same thing. Like I think like humans will always default to finding something to get behind.
But like what? Like it's this thing is like it's as you said like the bottom 20%. Like I'm thinking about the bottom percent. Like if the people who can't or don't want to be like incredible innovators or scientists, then they'll have nothing to make money for themselves. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
no, they won't have any
Like
money, but they'll still have. a
No, but
purpose,
they
which is
won't
like,
survive, is what I'm saying.
well,
They
then they'll
can't
die.
survive anymore. That's what I'm
But why would
saying.
they? Who will
Like you're right,
who
they
will
want something, but
hoard the
like
resources from them though?
you're right. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like this is like a more complex economic question. At the end, they will see.
Yeah, when we
But
automate it, like there'll be
like
abundance. Like there'll be more so abundance because now there won't
no,
be
I think David
well,
Friedberg said like one time like that it's like super hard for us to like really like truly internalize that like death just occurs like on margins. So it's like that like we don't really like we don't it doesn't really occur to us that like people do die in margins because of lack of resources because they're taking them away, right? Like it's like we live in the world and whatever, like there's billionaires, there's wealth inequality.
okay, I guess
So
you're
it's like
right.
I think
Like
like on the
all the
margins.
jobs, the thing is, okay, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like the resources will just shift, and if the people replaced in the first world, in the free world, then the people who still be survives are the people who could still compete cheap labor with the AIs. So we'll be the developing countries. Those were the only, but that's the thing, right? Like I only see like the developing countries continuing to have that body 20% thrive. So if you're in
Well,
these
if you
like,
want to survive, you will. Like I
well,
think I
I
think
mean
I
like,
think realistically, the point what I was saying. Well, is I guess you're saying the same thing. Is that on the margins, like people will die, because
yeah, yeah,
because
people will
like
die. Is what I'm saying.
because to say that like it's weird, but like I feel like this is just how things work out in economics. Like a billionaire will take more fucking radishes or whatever. Like they just will.
Yeah.
So it's like
And that's Yeah, and that's super unfortunate. How do we avoid that though? Like the only thing we could avoid it is to have policymakers who make UBI. So that's going to be, I think that's going to be inevitability. Like UBI will be an inevitability for the bottom 20% because they're going to be like,
right.
and I'll,
UBI
but the
will
thing is,
probably be, yeah, it'll probably come in. People will
it'll
still die
have to.
though, like on the margins. Just
Oh
won't be
yeah,
reported
yeah.
by the government because the government is trying to take care of it, so they won't report the
I know
deaths.
it'll be too slow. It'll be too slow for them to act, and it'll actually happen way slower. Like it's honestly happening a little bit right now. Like people are, and yo, the most fucked thing that's happening is that the Canadian government is is encouraging people to kill themselves because of their struggles. And that is fucked up. They're literally like arbiters of the culling. They're trying to remove the bottom 20%. Like, oh, you're weak and you're fucked up. Well, you can't return. Like we give up on you. Like that's literally what they're saying. And that's insane to me. Like I can't believe we vote these people in power. Like that's how absolutely polarized our system has become. Like they would rather die than support the other side. How how absurd is our democracy right now? Like that's insane. They have so much leverage. And like I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I realize why people don't go on Twitter. Um, because like if you look at anything Jordan Peterson posts, the comments are just actually abhorrent. But if you look at what he actually posts, if you just ignore that, you see that the government is mandating him to be re-educated on his expression on the media. They're saying you can't post these things, so we're gonna take
Yeah,
your
that's a
license
weird one,
away.
bro.
That's literally like anti-free speech. That's literally saying, oh, we're gonna re-educate you. Like, what do you mean you're
It
gonna
wasn't the government.
re-educate?
It was the College of Psychologists. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was actually the government just mandating him. But regardless, like that's fucked up. Like that they're mandating that, like that's horrible. That is so and the way that we're going as like the Canadians are just gonna be like if the Canadian government is still empowered by people who infringe on our rights, then people who are the bottom 20%, if they keep going the way they are, they're all gonna die. Like the government doesn't even want them there. So if the government doesn't even want them there and you're voting in people, like it's crazy
The
that they're
government does
literally
want them
voting.
there because that's who votes for them.
Pardon?
The government does want them there because that's who votes for them.
Then why are they letting them kill themselves? And why aren't they like
They'll
doing
have
more
like
radical?
a they'll have like a have medically induced suicide, but like keep your vote for the next 40 years type of thing
Yo,
for
that'd
your
be crazy.
predicted lifespan if you did not
Yeah,
choose
yeah,
to
yeah.
live.
You will kill yourself now, but you'll vote for us, right?
No, that could
You
actually
got
be a thing. Like I can see them doing that as part of the law. That like you can like
wow. That's insane. That's actually insane. You got me 2023? 2023, you got me? You got me? You vote for me? Is the election happening this year? because of the re-election, are they happening?
No,
Is it
it's
happening
happening
later?
in 4 years.
Fuck! Yikes! Yikes! That's actually crazy. And that's how you know though it's too slow because in 4 years it's already gonna be like most of these people are gonna be like replaced or replaceable. Like it's like you have the set of all jobs and the complexity increases with salary, right? Like I'm saying for a general case. Obviously it's not always the case. There's like higher ups, whatever. But
I
like
mean,
if
generally, it's pretty true. Yeah.
yeah, like the complexity increases with salary,
Yeah.
right? So the lowest complexity jobs, the lowest IQ jobs, whatever, those are going to be like more and more replaced. And then, so you have the margin of replaced. So right now it's super low. Like cashiers are like the lowest level. Those are the replaced ones. So it's actually super low. We have a lot of time.
It's so
Um,
weird that they still exist.
right, right. Like
But it's
I feel
also a
like
case study. Like the fact that they still exist should go to show that like AI cool.
yeah, but like they only exist because like the thing is the cashier is not even an AI thing. Like that's the thing.
That's true.
Like it's literally just a program. So if we only like this is just the programming levels. If we can replace some humans program levels, that'd be fine. And we already have. That's the thing, because they are cheaper. Literally, they're cheaper. So once we get to the point where the AI is ready to go and we can like fully replace them,
That's where the
then
real savings are.
so then we
Right.
have like like literally it's I think it's literally within the next year
It'll come
or
as a
the next
package, as in like
yeah
only once you replace the manager will you replace the employees as well.
yeah,
Because the
yeah
employees are just
exactly
too cheap
literally
for it to matter. But if you place them all at once,
exactly.
that's a double.
So it's gonna happen. It's literally gonna happen. It's gonna go like that. It's gonna just burst, and then all the replaceable jobs are here, and then the replacement's gonna slowly follow, and then the next innovation, and then it's gonna follow, and then the next innovation, like you have like so at the very farthest end, it's gonna be like CEOs. Okay, but that's not like really replaceable. Like that's
It
a little bit
is.
here. It is, but that's more like a human level. Like let's say like the things that society can produce. So every degree is what I'm saying. So like highest paying degrees are like doctors, lawyers, like literally like these doctors and lawyers, they're just big memory banks that can do like fine tasks. And if you
Lawyers
think
can't
about
really get replaced though, can they? Because it's like
a lawyer, a
like a
robot
s
lawyer is in court.
what's interesting is how do you get to, like senior lawyers when associates just do monotonous tasks? So you could replace that, but
Yeah,
you know, it's
well,
it's hard.
you're right about that.
Like if it's not a human arguing the law, then it's like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, but you're right? But like, what
It's
is
like, oh,
law?
a
Like,
robot just decided that I'm guilty. Cool.
but what is the law? What is advocating for the law? It's advocating for truth, for one, and also truth in accordance to the law. So, if that's the case, if humans are just able to contort the truth and they're trying to search for it, then how could a robot not do that? Like, it's not that you can define truth or not, but you have a set that is supposed to be appealed for it. So if you have fact, which is this person broke this law, a
These
robot
things are
could be
gonna have
like,
so much pushback.
of
Like,
course they're gonna have pushback. Of course
no,
they're
but
gonna
the
have
point
pushback.
is that like it's
That's why I
you
said 100K jobs will be replaced by
lawyers are not
7 like
100K jobs. Also, that makes sense.
exactly. They will be replaceable within the next
Of course,
decade.
yeah, yeah,
They won't be replaced. They will have a bigger pushback. You're right. They'll have a bigger pushback. But they will be replaceable soon. And that's it.
yeah.
That's and we already have literally an AI robot lawyer going to court and like the next like it was like big on mainstream like puberty or some shit. They were saying,
Sorry.
"Oh, lawyer on puberty, like Instagram whatever, Instagram news, Twitter news.
Yeah.
There's an AI robot who's going to go to court
Oh shit, that's crazy.
already, bro.
Really?
They're here.
That
People are
motherfucker
like not
really
the same.
was born and then passed the bar 2 seconds later.
Literally, bro. Like they're not.
That's the
You
next
guys
episode of
aren't
Suits.
safe. Yo, literally, bro. Harvey Specter, more like robot. Mr. Robot, bro.
I'll
That's
go.
it. Yo, like, yeah, he's literally trying to be, bro. It's literally trying to be Michael, bro.
Damn.
He's not.
When somebody
He's not
acts
Mike
really
Ross.
smart now in class, it's like it's not like why are you being smart? It's like yo, why are you trying to be like AI, bro?
Yeah, real. You're trying to
What?
be Mike
Who do you think
Ross.
you are?
Yo,
You think you're an
I think
algorithm?
you're. Yeah.
Fuck.
Think you're algorithm?
Like, bro, why are you such a
Ooh.
tryhard?
Yeah.
You're
Like,
trying
oh
to be like
God.
Algo? You're not Algo.
Yo, on God, bro. Like, what are
Damn,
you
bro, you don't
doing?
even have to outcompete them, bro. You let society do it to them. Once society
That's
lets
it, right?
algo, they'll just fucking shit anybody who tries to get a job.
Yo, yeah, I feel like Algo's a fire name. What? I was thinking like, what should I even name it, bro? Like, I don't even know. I was trying to think of like different ways. Like I think I don't know. Algo, I liked it. I didn't find anything that existed about called Algo. So,
Really?
but also I thinking of like I don't know. I was thinking the branding also to be maybe like a B, because like the hive mind.
Sorry?
Like I was thinking of making the branding also maybe a B, like B type shit, like
Mm.
hexagons, whatever.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like it's the singularity, right? But then I was like, that's too meta for them. Like that's too like that's not friendly enough. You got to get the monkey robot octopus. That's that's
Alright, bro, let's wrap.
yo yo. But like, bro, the thing is, yo, the future's crazy, and if you're not ready to innovate alongside the future, bro, like you're just gonna be falling behind, and you're gonna like you're gonna be at a food bank, is essentially it. And me personally, I want to thrive in the coming years. I don't want to be replaced. And so the next step is just showing the world that you're irreplaceable. And that's it. Like,
Mm.
are you irreplaceable? Really ask yourself that. So that's what it is.
Are you going to Duchenne's?
Um, yeah. Yo, but like if we still had to talk about stuff, like I wouldn't mind. But yeah, I'm probably gonna see
No.
him. I'm probably gonna talk to him about shit. Talk about untethered, bro.
Talk
Untethered
about what?
soul. The untethered soul. Maybe talk
Oh,
about woke shit.
did you read it?
Uh, Yo, yeah, I read like the first chapter. Like,
Sorry?
it's sick. I read like the first chapter. It's sick, but like,
Yeah, what's up?
Andrew,
Yeah, what's up?
are you coming? Can I open the door?
Yeah, come in.
Oh,
Hey,
the fuck is that? Are you coming down?
sure. Where are you going?
What are you doing? We're at
I'm
503.
calling my friend.
Everyone's at
Doing
503.
work?
No, I'm calling my friend.
What is that?
That? Oh. It's a printer.
Hi.
yo,
What's
what's up?
Hello. What's your name?
Wait, I'm John. Where are you taking Andrew?
Josh?
John.
John.
J-O-H-N.
I'm
This is my
Tenzin.
best friend.
Oh.
From
I
Ottawa?
think so.
Yeah.
Fucking orgy. Oh, how's
Oh,
Ottawa?
fuck.
How's Ottawa?
Yo, what are you saying?
Ottawa's horrible.
What?
It's so cold up here. Don't ever
Oh,
come to Ottawa.
Really?
What do you say?
He says
So bad.
it's cold in Ottawa?
Can you not understand? Yo, we were just about to wrap up. I hope you guys take Andrew to a lovely party.
We are.
That's hype. That's hype. You asked me what that was. That's a printer for Andrew's poster business.
You're
Yo,
covering
make sure
me.
my face is in
I'm
it
so
too.
sorry.
Alright.
Yo,
Andrew's
that's a
Bye,
printer
baby.
right there.
Bye, John.
Bye
Oh my god, look at his shave
bye.
setup.
Bye.
Flexible paste.
Yo, I love you, bro. I'll see you later.
Damn. What is
Bye.
that?
Bye.
Love you, bro.
What is flexible paste?
What is flexible paste?
It is. It's
What's flexible paste?